welcome here to Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. As it's time for OKC Dodgers baseball here on Your View on Cox. As the Oklahoma City Dodgers finishing things out here against the Nashville Sounds, Game 4 of a 4-game series. I'm Alex Friedman in the booth tonight with Steve Marshall. The Dodgers entering tonight at 43-31. The Sounds at 36-40. For the Dodgers, a bit of a rough patch of late as they have lost 4 straight, longest losing streak of the season, and have lost 7 of 9. Here's the starting lineup for the Sounds tonight. Leading it off, it'll be Nick Martini, who's currently on a 57-game on-base streak. He'll be followed by Ramon Laureano, the right fielder, and Jake Smolinski in center field. Anthony Garcia in the cleanup spot, the DH. The Sounds, an American League affiliate, their parent club, the Oakland A's, to the DH in place. Bo Taylor, the catcher, batting 5th. It is Sheldon Noisy, the former Sooner, at third base, batting 6th. Jorge Mateo is at shortstop, batting 7th. Steve Lombardozzi, the second baseman, bats 8th. And Brent again in left field, batting 9th. They'll be facing Guillermo Moscoso, Dodgers right-hander, who will make the start tonight for his 16th appearance in 13 start. A 3-4 record with a 4.5 earned run average. 68 innings, 61 strikeouts, 22 walks. The defense behind Moscoso tonight. In the outfield, left to right, goes Andrew Toles, Henry Ramos, and Travis Tyrone. Edwin Rios at third, Angelo Moore at short, Jake Peter at second, Connor Joe, the first baseman, and Rocky Gale, who we mentioned in the open, going to his first All-Star game of his career coming up, and he will be behind the plate receiving the balls and strikes from Moscoso tonight. Warm evening here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. 95 degrees at the moment under clear skies with the humidity at 44%, the wind blowing from right to left. Now Nick Martini will look to start it off for Music City. He was one of 3 All-Stars named from the Sounds today to the AAA All-Star Game, which is coming up on June the 11th. At Huntington Park in Columbus, Ohio, as the PCL All-Stars will take on the International League All-Stars there in a couple of weeks. Well, Martini, as mentioned, 57-game consecutive on-base streak. Third longest since minor league baseball advanced media began tracking that stat in 2009. Martini getting the start at first base, also plays some outfield. So far in the series, 4 for 13 in the series, 3 RBIs. He's had an RBI in each of the 3 games. Rios, the third baseman, a bit in. First pitch from Moscoso. Swinging, and hits it out of play to the left side.
First pitch, 7:05. Temperature, clear skies under 95 degrees.
Moscoso coming off 5 strong innings in Omaha.
Right to left.
Did not factor in the decision, however. Was working in a tandem with Drew Hutchison, left with a 3-2 lead, but the Storm Chasers came back to win by a final count of 6-3. The last 2 starts have both been good for Moscoso. We'll see if he can keep it going here tonight. Strike 1 pitch to Martini, lined into left center field, and he wastes no time extending that on-base streak. It is now out to 58 consecutive games with a 1-out single.
Just took that one and drove it back from where it came, right over the shortstop's head into left field. Good contact. And the leadoff hitter aboard for the Sounds.
Now Moscoso retired the leadoff man all 5 innings in his last start. Now we'll deal with Ramon Laureano. Laureano had 1 hit across the doubleheader yesterday, but it was a 3-run homer. Infielders who double play depth for the Dodgers. First pitch to Laureano. A little bit outside for ball 1. Now Laureano 1 for 11 in this series. The Sounds as a team in the series, they're batting .295. Scored 11 runs. First 8 meetings of the year, the Dodgers held them to just a .208 team average. 1-0 called for a strike. Evens up the count to Laureano. Sounds won the first game 5-4. Again, Monday night we were postponed due to unplayable field conditions. Then a regular 9-inning game on Tuesday, again won by the Sounds 5-4, scored the go-ahead run at the top of the 9th, and then swept the doubleheader yesterday. 1-1 swung out and missed. First time the either OKC Dodgers or Red Hawks have been swept at home in a doubleheader since 2010, the last team to do it, also the Nashville Sounds.
See out there Jake Peter at second base, really cheating up the middle. Big hole there with the first baseman holding the runner. Shoot went in between first and second. Pretty big opening there.
Ahead of Laureano at 1-2. Moscoso with a pitch. Swing and a miss through a fastball. There's his first strikeout of the night. About a 3-1 strikeout to walk ratio for Moscoso on the season. Entering tonight, 61 strikeouts in 68 innings. Jake Smolinski, the batter for Nashville. .261 average, 7 homers, 12 RBIs. He split this year between Nashville and the parent club Oakland A's. Well, you mentioned, Steve, how Peter was cheating up the middle last time. It's even more so now with Smolinski at the plate. And the first pitch called for a strike.
Connor Joe has to hold that runner, obviously, at first base, so he's on the bag. And Peter maybe 6-7 feet to the right of the second base bag itself.
Smolinski was 2 for 5 over the doubleheader yesterday and walked twice. 0-1. Swings and fouls it back.
Of course, this day and age with the shift, you never know if that's something that's planned and if he might be playing him there without a runner at first base.
And for those who have not had a chance maybe to tune in before, the Dodgers are a team that will employ a lot of shifts defensively, especially when left-handers are up. Of course, it depends on the batter as well, but like you mentioned, Steve, with that runner at first, it changes things a bit. Ahead at 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, right center field. Ramos over to his left will make the catch. Martini's far from first. He stumbles past second. This is going to be a double play that ends the inning. As that ball looked like it was hit better than it was, I think maybe the crosswind knocked it down a bit, and Martini thought it was going to get into the gap, so he is doubled off. Scoreless here after a half an inning at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox. Legendary Warren Spahn, one of the 3 main statues around the outside of Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, in addition to Johnny Bench and Mickey Mantle, as the Dodgers coming up here in the bottom of the first inning. Connor Joe slated in the leadoff spot tonight. Andrew Toles, Kyle Farmer do on next. 4, 5, 6 of Edwin Rios, Travis Tyrone, Henry Ramos, and rounding it out will be Rocky Gale, Jake Peter, and Angelo Mora. Joe batting from the right side, takes a pitch for a strike. This is his 6th game since coming from AA Tulsa, where he was named a Texas League All-Star. 3 for 12, a home run, 2 RBIs, and 3 walks. Takes it from Brett Anderson down low. Anderson on rehab assignment from the parent club Oakland A's, the veteran left-hander who grew up here in the state of Oklahoma in Stillwater. Father Frank Anderson, former OSU coach. Joe takes away for ball 2. Joe was hitless in the doubleheader yesterday. 0 for 5 with a walk. Now Anderson, second game of his rehab assignment off a strained left shoulder. Grounder back to him. Small hop on the mound gloves and throws to first for the first down.
Anderson, a big guy, 6'3", 230 is what they list him at. As you can see there, fields his position pretty well. There's a look at the Nashville defense that Oklahoma City will employ.
Yeah, Vertigan, Smolinski, Laureano in the outfield, and Noisy, Mateo, Lombardozzi, Martini, the infielders. Bo Taylor behind the plate. The Sounds have committed the second most errors in the 16-team Pacific Coast League. They've committed 4 errors in the first 3 games of this series. Andrew Toles takes the first pitch high. Now, Toles, one of the bright spots for the Dodgers in an otherwise rough day yesterday in the doubleheader, had 2 hits in each game. Pitch is grounded. That is fair down the first base line, out of the reach of Martini. Toles digging for second. Laureano turns, throws towards second. It's offline. It's a double for Toles, his 3rd straight game with a double.
Right down that first base line, and once he got the motor going, as you'll see, he's out of the box quickly, and he is around, and he's thinking 2 all the way. Turned out to be pretty close play. Nice job by the right fielder coming up and making a throw into second base, but Toles was able to get in there safely.
Well, an early scoring chance for the Dodgers. For Toles, it's his 11th double this season. And Kyle Farmer coming up, looking to give the Dodgers an early lead. Takes for strike 1. A tale of 2 games for Kyle Farmer yesterday. 3 hits in game 1 with a triple. 0 for 3 in game 2. Anderson's 0-1. Off-speed pitch fouled off the left side. Now Anderson signed as a minor league free agent in the offseason. Made 4 starts with Nashville in April, then called up to Oakland. And then went on the DL after a few starts with a shoulder injury. Guy who is a former Dodger. Actually made a couple of rehab starts with OKC in 2016. Just fouled back. Well, the Dodgers look to improve their offense, which has been kind of at the center of this recent 4-game losing streak, in which they're batting around 200. And in a 5-game skid here at home, batting just 216. Farmer, a little flare, shallow right over the head of Martini for a base hit. Toles is going to have to be stopped at third. Needed to stop first to see if that ball was going to be caught. And it puts runners at the corners, 1 out.
Just enough to get it into the outfield. And as you said, Toles had a hole up. Here's a look at Farmer just getting it over the second baseman's head. Right fielder comes in, and not really any opportunity for Toles to try and make it home, and they decide not to have a bang-bang play at the plate. So now runners at first and third, just 1 away.
And that ends an 0 for 16's route for the team with runners on base. See if Rios can knock one in. Swings through a pitch that was inside. Edwin Rios only played in game 2 yesterday, was 0 for 3. That snapped an 8-game hitting streak. Toles the lead runner at third. Good speed. Doesn't necessarily take the deepest fly ball to the outfield for him to try and tag and score. Farmer at first. The pitch is down and in. Anderson in his first rehab start through 4 scoreless in Nashville against Round Rock. Misses down and away. Travis Tyrone on deck. Dodgers try to get a run in here. Yesterday, twice in that 5-4 loss in the later innings, had a runner at third, 1 out, and could not get the run in. Takes low again. Now it's 3-1. So Travis Tyrone, who's done well in this series, awaits on deck. Now Anderson, a ground ball pitcher, looking for one here to get 2. He might have got it. A chopper towards first. They're going to throw home. Toles slides head first, and he's safe. That was an interesting decision by Nick Martini. Rios is an okay runner, and I think there would have been a decent shot for 2, but he tried to get Toles at home, and Toles able to beat the throw and slide in safely to make it 1-0 Dodgers.
It's almost like he was going to make the play at first, and then at the last second decided to throw home. Maybe anybody else doesn't get under the tag that you see there at the plate, but I didn't. Obviously you want to get the out and give up the run in this situation this early in the ball game. But good omen there for the Dodgers as they get the first run of the ball game.
Fielder's choice, RBI given to Rios, his 18th. Tyrone takes the first pitch for a strike. They're now 2 on with 1 out as the Dodgers take the early lead. Now they have scored first 2 of the first 3 games of the series. That's usually a very good omen for the Dodgers, but they have lost both of those games. They're now 30-6 on the year when scoring first. Travis Tyrone on a 5-game hitting streak. 1 shy of his season high. He's hit Nashville pitching well all season at 400. 1-1 is fouled straight down. Henry Ramos on deck. Well, this inning started with a ground out by Joe. Toles double down the first base line. Then Farmer with a soft liner over the head of Martini into shallow right before Rios sends the chopper to first. And the run scores on the play on the throw home. 1-2 to Tyrone, sent foul off the left side. $2 Thursday here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark with select beers, soft drinks, and bottled water on sale for $2. It's every Thursday home game here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for the second out of the inning. Got Tyrone to go down and in. Two remain on for Henry Ramos. Dodgers with the early 1-0 lead in the first. Looking to snap a 4-game overall losing streak and a 5-game home losing streak. Switch hitter takes a pitch from the right side for a strike. Ramos 1 for 7 of the series. Only hit was a home run, a game-tying home run in the series opener. Takes down and away and outs a ball at a strike. 22 pitches here in this first inning for Anderson. Ramos just 1 for 13 in his last 4 games. Kind of emblematic for the rest of the team that they do have a run and a couple of hits here in the first inning tonight. Hopefully a sign of things to come. Next pitch to Ramos. Swung out. Popped up. Right side. Foul territory. Martini charging down the line at about 2/3 of the way towards the plate. Will make the catch and end the inning. But a successful first inning for the Dodgers with a run on 2 hits to go in front early 1-0. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox. Chose the Round Rock Express. You'll receive 4 game tickets, 4 Brahms combo vouchers, and 4 OKC Dodgers hats for only $39.99. Find out more at OKCDodgers.com or call 405-218-2150. Moscoso ends up only throwing 9 pitches in the first. Thanks to that double play. It'll be Garcia, Taylor, and Noisy due up. Anthony Garcia, the designated hitter for Nashville, leads the team in home runs and RBIs. First pitch from Moscoso. Off-speed pitch misses down. They appeal the check swing. Did not go. Home plate umpire tonight, Clay Park. Lou Williams at first base. Blake Felix, the crew chief, at third. Garcia, a couple doubles in Game 1 yesterday. Hitless in Game 2. Moscoso's 1-0. Taken for a strike on the outer part of the plate.
Where Peter's playing this hitter, I mean, he is almost directly behind the pitcher in line with second base. Of course, now the first baseman's not holding the runner, but still pretty good gap over there between first and second base to drive a ball through and get on base.
1-1 pitch misses down and away. They'll appeal again and again. Garcia did not go. Now, there's been a lot of talk at the major league level about possibly limiting or even banning shifts, and I think my response, and the same response a lot of people around inside the game have, is, well, just beat the shift. Right. You know, adjust.
Lay down bunts, take it the other way.
High fly ball off the bat to deep left field. It is Toles circling under it, camping and making the catch.
You've seen hitters at this level and even at the major league level where they're just dead pull hitters, and seemingly for whatever reason you would think that they'd be able to make some type of adjustment. They made it this far to get to the AAA level or the major league level, and they just can't beat that shift, and it's really caused a lot of, especially left-handers, to see a big decline in their batting averages.
And I think that, you know, when coaching these guys, is the first pitch to Bo Taylor called for a strike. It's that, well, they don't necessarily want to make them have to adjust because they think it might ultimately cause more problems if they do try and make some adjustments to these guys' swings. So if you are a heavy-hitting left-handed hitter, maybe you get the guy thinking about just going singles the opposite way instead of pulling doubles and homers. Nice stab at first by Joe. He'll get up and take it himself for the second out.
Good job. Keep the ball in front of you. He gloved it cleanly, so it wasn't a matter of just knocking it down and making the play at first base. Watch again here as he's able to get the glove on it. Tells the pitcher, I got this taken care of, and quickly there's 2 away.
Sheldon Noisy, the hitter for the Sounds, the former Oklahoma Sooner, who got off to a really tough start this season but has been hitting well of late. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Played in game 1, 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Did not play in game 2, but after hitting under 200 the first 2 months of the season, he's now hit 365 over the last half of this month. The 1 is swung out and missed. Noisy acquired by the A's in a trade last year from the Washington Nationals, the school that drafted him, and signed him out of the University of Oklahoma. Certainly well familiar with this ballpark between Bedlam and Big 12 tournaments. 3-year player at shortstop for OU. Fastball a little bit off the plate, a close pitch. Moscoso doesn't get the call. Now Moscoso's faced Nashville twice this season. Here, he pitched 4 scoreless innings with 1 hit allowed, but he took a line drive off his back and had to lead the game early. Then he faced him again in Nashville and threw 6 strong innings, allowing just 2 runs. Here's his 1-2. Down and away, and that'll even up the count. Again, you see Peter towards the middle and Joe well off the line at first for a right-handed hitter. 2-2 to Noisy in the dirt, and now he's worked it full after it was 0-2. Now Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, like a lot of ballparks at the major league and minor league levels, instituting the extended netting the last few years, became not necessarily acquired the major league level, but now all 30 teams at the major league level do it. Dodgers have had it in place for the last few years. Just an extra precaution with balls being hit harder as the next pitch is lined into right center. That'll be a base hit. Tyrone will swipe at it to cut it off, and Noisy will have to stop it first. A good job by Tyrone to get to that ball and prevent an extra base hit.
Really, that was. If that ball gets past him, good chance that he might end up at third base, let alone second base. Took the right angle to it. Ball is driven well by Noisy out there. And a good job to run it down by Tyrone. Get it back into the infield.
Now, and again, that's especially big with 2 out, because now you're looking at a base hit to tie the game, and instead Noisy has to stay at first. Jorge Mateo's had a really good series, though. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Mateo in the series 6 for 10 and 2 game-deciding triples late in the game in the first and second game of the series. He had a streaky season with Nashville. And the Dodgers catching him at the wrong time. Swings and misses the next pitch. It's 0-2. Now, like Sheldon Noisy, acquired in a trade in the middle of last season, he came over from the Yankees. Very toolsy shortstop from the Dominican Republic. Moscoso had 0-2 again. Breaking ball swung out and missed for strike 3. Quickly ends that at bat after the hit by Noisy. So the Dodgers able to put up the 0 here. Moscoso 2 scoreless in the book so far with a pair of strikeouts. Dodgers leading 1-0. This is OKC Dodgers baseball and your view on Cox. 1-0 Dodgers lead as we start the bottom of the second inning. Good looking beard there is, well, we can throw it back and bust out the Reebok pumps and play your favorite Prince album going back to the 80s for 89ers night on July the 7th. Get your tickets, part of the throwback fun. Call 405-218-2150. Visit OKCDodgers.com. Rocky Gale fouls off the first pitch. And Gale, as announced today, first time in his 9-year pro career, he's heading to an all-star game. Great to see for the veteran catcher and leader of this team. Fouls off the next pitch. Hitting over 300, also second best in the PCL in caught stealing percentage. He's had a little bit of a dry spell, unfortunately. Looks to break out of an 0 for 11 slump this last 3 games. Anderson's 0-2. Grounded left side. Mateo dives out of his reach and into left field for a base hit. Now Gale, after he reached first base, kind of looking up in the sky and exhaling. There's that relief that, yes, he will get a hit again. Anderson trying to come inside, and Gale on an 0-2 pitch, able to pull it into left.
Proven there you don't have to swing real hard to hit it hard. Went down, stayed with it, got the barrel on it, and put it through that hole there between third base and shortstop and gets a leadoff single.
Now Jake Peter comes up. Now it has been a tough month of June for Jake, and he'll look to break out of it here, and a shift on with Mateo playing him straight up the middle, and the second baseman Lombardozzi towards first. Anderson missing down and away. Peter 0 for 3 in game 2 yesterday and playing game 1. Now, we just saw Rocky Gale 0 for an ended 0 for 11 slump. Peter looking to break out of a 1 for 20 slide. This pitch squeaks past the legs of Taylor and it allowed Gale to get into scoring position.
Listen to the catchers of the game. They always say balls in the dirt like that, it's best to not try and catch it, but just to block it. That time, that one just squeezed through and got by and allows the runner to advance down to second base with nobody out.
Scored a wild pitch. 2-1 to Peter. Hits one in the air left side, heading foul. Vertigan near the sidewall, watches it get out of play. Now we talked about how the Sounds had a couple batters in this top of this inning. Trade acquisitions. That was the case with Jake Peter coming over for the White Sox in the offseason. Hits this one in the air to left center. The Vertigan into his left will reach his stop and make the catch.
You watch Anderson throw, Alex, and a big guy, as we mentioned, at 6'3" and 230, and has a pretty free and easy motion. You know, some left-handers are a little bit herky-jerky in their delivery, but he seems pretty free and easy. He's made just the one start since he came back off the disabled list. You have to wonder, you know, given his performance here tonight and down the road, how soon he might make it back to the big club.
Well, and the main objective of rehab assignments, more than results, is health. You just want to make sure that you get through the outing, no setbacks, no complications, and are able to get back to the major leagues as soon as possible. Angelo Moore has been the Dodgers' best hitter this month. They'll spray one foul towards the Nashville dugout, went off the netting, and then went straight down.
I was in a third base dugout with my cameraman a couple of years ago, and I took one off the ribs. And on a third base dugout from a right-handed batter, you talk about being out in front of a changeup. So every time I see something like that happen, whether there's netting there or not, I'm always flinching a little bit more.
And yet these guys will stand 60 feet 6 inches away from guys who throw 95, 100 miles an hour and never flinch. It's not that easy to do. Now Mora takes high. Mora's on a 5-game hitting streak, 6 for 15 during that time, and batting just under 400 this month, and is third in the league at on-base percentage here in June, a little bit under 500. Breaking ball fouled off to the right side. Got a helicopter above going one way and one lone bird going the other way. Probably smart on the bird's part. Mora trying to pick up Gale at second and end this lead in the second inning. Fouls went off. Ricochets off the equipment of Taylor.
So the breeze has picked up a little bit, blowing a little more quickly out towards left center field. Just 350 in left center field. Definitely a right-handed friendly park.
But from gap to gap, it's tough. 415 in the deepest part of the park as Morris swings and misses at one downstairs for strike 3. Second strikeout for Anderson. There's that 415 corner out in deep left center.
How often is your left center or your right center field fence deeper than your dead center field fence?
Connor Joe up for second time. Breaking ball is outside, so Gale got the second with none out. He's still there with 2 out. Joe grounded out back to Anderson, his first trip to the plate. Joe, when he was with Tulsa, mostly hit in the middle of the order. He's been either at the top or bottom of the order with OKC. Guy who was acquired from Atlanta last September and has really thrived in his first year in the Dodgers organization. Combined .301 average between AA and AAA and a .424 on base percentage. Young man from San Diego, California. That one just nicks the outside corner for strike 1. Now the Dodgers in game 1 of that doubleheader scored 4 runs yesterday. All came with 2 out before being shut out in game 2. Joe pops one up. It's going to get out of play to the right side. Count now even at 2-2. Anderson delivers. Swinging a liner into left field for a base hit. Gale's being sent. Vertigan's throw coming towards the plate. Now he stops and retreats back to third. It's a good throw by Vertigan. Gale would have been out. Joe wisely, though, gets to second on the throw home.
Pretty good arm out there by Vertigan. A lot of times you don't see left fielders that really have that strong of an arm. He came up throwing. And probably, even though it was a bit offline, catcher probably would have had time to adjust and make the tag on the play. So big opportunity now for the Dodgers with 2 outs, runners at second and third.
Andrew Toles doubled his first time up. Swings and lines one into left center, a base hit. He's going to pick up both runners. Vertigan cutting it off. Toles will hold it first. But both Gale and Joe score. Andrew Toles with a third consecutive multi-hit game. And the Dodgers now in front 3-0 here in the second inning.
Wasted no time. Took the very first pitch. Put it over the shortstop's head. Nearly got into the gap past the left fielder. Did a nice job to stop it there. But Toles is having a good ball game. We're just in the second inning already with 2 hits. 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And a run scored.
Now with 2 outs, both runners easily score. Check on Toles at first. And that's when Andrew Toles is at his best, when he is attacking early in the count. And that's what he has exactly done his first 2 times up tonight. Kyle Farmer, a fly ball to shallow right field for a base hit his first time up. Swings to the pitch from Anderson. Farmer, the designated hitter for the Dodgers tonight. Now 1 called for a strike down to the zone. And just for those who might be not familiar, new to our audience here, the Dodgers will alternate games with a DH and games where pitchers hit, depending on who their opponent is. When they face teams who are also National League affiliates, the pitchers will bat. Swinging a grounder, 2 hops to Mateo. Backhands from a knee on his grass. He throws to first, and Farmer trying to evade the tag runs out of the baseline. So Farmer will be out at first as the throw a little bit offline, but again, Farmer called out. But Andrew Toles providing the big hit for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the third with a 2-run, 2-out single. The Dodgers now lead this one 3-0. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox. the third inning. And Bill Hausman here in his third year as the manager of the Dodgers. And, well, of course, his team in a bit of a rut right now, but one of the first things he said when I saw him today was, "We in first place still?" As unfortunately, the first place lead has gone down from 6 to a game and a half over this recent 9-game slump. But knowing that this is something that every team is going to go through at some point in a 140-game season. And hopefully it'll end tonight. Steve Lombardozzi takes the first pitch for a strike. Switch hitter in from the left side. It's one in the air to left field. Tolles going over to his right will make the catch. Busy night for Andrew Tolles, both at the plate and in the field. One out for Brent Vertigan, who had a perfect 3-for-3 night in Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. And gotten off to just for a 1-for-11 start with Nashville after coming from Double-A Midland. A 3-for-3. Tripled and scored the only run of that Game 2 last night in Nashville's 1-0 win. Breaking ball up in the zone for a strike. Vertigan batting out of the 9th spot for Nashville. Moscoso misses inside for ball 1. It is the second tour in an Oklahoma City uniform for Guillermo Moscoso, who played for the Red Hawks between 2009 and 2010 when he was in the Rangers organization. Vertigan hits one in the air to right field. Looks playable for Tyrone, stopping a few feet shy of the extended track and will make the ground.
Got the sun field out there in right field and center field. Otherwise, the shadows have pretty much taken over here. Had to go back on that ball and didn't appear to have much problem with the sun.
Say those are the smart fans that sit on the third base side of the stadium. It is definitely a challenge for the right fielders in the right side of the infield the first few innings for typical 7:05 starts. Martini takes low for ball 1. Martini a solid single his first time up. As mentioned earlier, now on a 58 game on base streak. Martini, along with pitchers Bobby Wall and James Nail, named to the AAA All-Star game earlier today. What a season it's been for Martini, his first year in the A's organization. Takes it for a strike. Not only named a AAA All-Star, but has made his Major League debut this year as well. Produced solid numbers in the Cardinals system the last few years. And became a free agent for the first time and has found a nice spot in Oakland so far. He's going to have another base hit with a line drive in left center field. Now Tolles will cut it off and keep Martini to a single.
Got a little Bryce Harper look about him with that beard and, not really imposing as a physical specimen, but certainly gets the job done as he's 2 for 2 already in the night.
Whether he was with Memphis in the past or with Nashville, he's always hit Oklahoma City well. And his 2-out single keeps things going for Ramon Laureano. He struck out his first time up. "3-0 Dodgers in the third. First pitch fired in for a strike. Final game of 4-game home series. The Dodgers and the Sounds will have one more series to play this year. It'll be in Nashville in a few weeks, starting July the 20th. Pitch is high. The Sounds will continue a road trip, head to Omaha after this game. The Dodgers will also hit the road. They've got a series beginning tomorrow in New Orleans. So far, so good for Moscoso, trying to keep it that way here in the third. Pitch to Laureano. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Now the Sounds have Now won 4 straight against the Dodgers. It is the first time Nashville has beaten Oklahoma City 4 straight at any point of the season since 2006.
Wow.
One, two. Foul back. They are looking for a sweep at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark for the first time since 2001. Last time they were swept by the Sounds in any series, again in 06. Nashville came into the series having lost 7 of 8. And it just kind of shows you, for the Dodgers, who have now lost 7 of 9, that things can turn around at any moment. It's from Moscoso down, a throw back to first, and Martini just under the tag of Joe. Now with a right-handed hitter up, he's essentially got a clear path to first base. They'll get a second look at it.
Pretty close.
Pretty close, but it looked like Martini did get his right fingers on the back of the bag before the tag from Joe. 2-2. Fouled off. Sounds looking for their first series sweep of the year. They have won the first 3 games of a 4-game series twice. It is typically 4-game series here in the Pacific Coast League. Won the first 3 against Memphis May 4th through the 7th. Also against Colorado Springs May 21st through 24th. Two to Laureano. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pitch in the dirt. Laureano did not make contact. Gale up with it. He'll put the tag on him. There's strikeout number 3 for Moscoso through 3 scoreless innings tonight. Pitching well against the Sounds as he has done throughout this season. So far, so good for the Dodgers, leading this one 3-0. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox. Well, one of the many fun nights and games here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. That's all snap. Always something going on in between every half inning. So also keep in mind, if you come to Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, good chance you might be selected to maybe strap it up like those guys. As Edwin Rios takes the first pitch for a strike. Rios, an RBI and a fielder's choice his first time up. Fouls off the next from Anderson. Right towards Nashville manager Fran Reardon. Edwin Rios, who was born in Puerto Rico but grew up in Central Florida. Attended Florida International University in Miami. Next pitch misses down. The 2016 Dodgers Minor League Player of the Year in his first full year of pro ball. And followed up with a nice season last year. Anderson shakes the first sign, likes the next. Grounded towards first. Martini's got it. He's going to race to the bag and get there ahead of Rios for the out. Bases will be empty for Travis Tyrone. Now Brent Anderson, raised in Stillwater, Oklahoma, the son of former Oklahoma State coach Frank Anderson, longtime both college head coach and pitching coach. Anderson signed out of Stillwater High School in 2006. Was committed to play for his dad at OSU, but of course a pretty high draft pick, and began his pro career in the Diamondbacks organization. Change up to Tyrone, called for a strike. 144 career major league appearances for Anderson, 132 starts, 42 and 49 in his major league career. All line foul off Tyrone's bat. Out of the reach of a fan trying to reach over and get it. Maybe Brent Vertigan will help him out.
Anderson played on that U.S. national team alongside a teammate named Clayton Kershaw, so he probably wasn't the best left-hander on that squad.
Kershaw was taken very high in that 06 draft as the next pitch misses high. And needless to say, the Dodgers did not miss on that pick. 2-2 to Tyrone. It's called for strike 3. Kershaw pitched 5 solid innings for the Los Angeles Dodgers today, but once the game got to the bullpen, things fell apart for the Dodgers. It's Kershaw's second start off the disabled list. He went 5 innings, allowed 1 run, 4 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts.
He was supposed to start here last Saturday, and then the weather situation, was there a little despondency, I guess, among the staff and the crowd and the broadcasters, perhaps?
Well, it was in Omaha, and, they did see an increase in sales, but I think the fact that he was just activated off the DL on the Major League roster instead of saying have that rehab assignment transferred to a different Dodgers affiliate, that helps. To say, well, they just decided to activate him off the DL and keep him in the big leagues instead. So, to my knowledge, the Omaha Storm Chaser staff did not get a whole lot of brushback on it, but I know a lot of people were certainly looking forward to it. But as I say with rehab assignments, it is never for sure until a guy steps on the field.
Yep.
Pitch misses down and away, always very fluid situations, especially if it's not a really severe injury. Henry Ramos popped out his first time up. Swings and misses the next pitch as Anderson works his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. So the Dodgers continue this lead, this one 3-0, as we'll move to the 4th inning here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Aaron Moscoso back to the mound. This is OKC Dodgers baseball and your view on Cox. You can get all the latest OKC Dodgers merchandise from the official Oklahoma City Dodgers team store. Stock up on all your hats, shirts, jerseys. Today at shopokcdodgers.com. It's your home for all OKC Dodgers gear. It's a good-looking Dodgers jersey and hat, and you can get yours at the team store in person. It is open on non-game days as well. Or go online at shopokcdodgers.com. Now, what we can't sell you is a beard like that. That takes years of work.
That's right, he says. Didn't grow this thing overnight.
He threw out a first pitch earlier today. I don't know where the pitch went because I was too mesmerized by the beard. I don't know if Jake Smolinski is going to be buying any OKC Dodgers gear, as he will come up, fly into a double play his first time in the first inning. First pitch, a breaking ball from the zone for a strike. Now, last couple days, I've noticed Smolinski has an interesting, a couple of interesting things he does as part of his pregame routine. Hours before the game, he'll go on the field, do some yoga poses, some downward-facing dog, does some handstands as well. And what if Smolinski misses down away? Then about 45 minutes or so before the game starts, he just walks on the warning track with his bat in his hand.
The meditation part, right?
Whatever gets you right and focused for the game. 1-1. Hit in the air towards the seats. Joe will give it a look, but it's going to be a souvenir. 3 scoreless for Moscoso so far. 39 pitches in his first 3 innings tonight. Last 2 starts, a combined 10 innings, allowing just 2 runs. And those 2 runs he gave up was in his last start in Omaha. And at Warner Park in Omaha is very shallow down the lines. And it was a home run that just barely went over the right field fence near the corner. Smolinski grounds one foul.
He talked about some of his rituals that he goes through pregame, and you know, if you're in a bit of a slump, sometimes you just forget about everything. But boy, if you have one of those 3 for 4, 4 for 4 nights, you try to think back of everything you did that day and then replicate it the next day, and for as long as the streak sticks around.
Some guys will take those superstitions to an extreme. A guy on the Dodgers roster who's like that is Henry Ramos. He is if he does well, he will do exactly what you say. Same thing, the exact same thing the next day. 1-2 pitches low.
Can't tell if Moscoso was upset with himself or the umpire on that one. Looked like it was pretty close.
And Ramos, there he is. He'll eat the same breakfast. He'll wake up at the same time. 2-2 hit well, deep left center field. Tolls at the wall, runs out of room, and this ball in the Dodgers bullpen. It's a solo home run. Smolinski's 8th. It gets Nashville on the board here in the 4th inning. Second home run hit this series by the Sounds.
Well, if you get a chance on the replay, they always talk about barreling it up, and he certainly got the fat part of the bat on that baseball. Really, again, didn't swing all that hard. Let's take a look. He just got it right where he wanted it and then drove it over that left center field fence.
His 8th home run of the season.
12th home run allowed by Moscoso. That leads the team. And the Sounds scoring here in the 4th. Anthony Garcia, the batter. Takes down and away from ball 1. Garcia flied out his first time up. Moscoso looked to shake it off. Mentioned that last start in Omaha, the only runs he gave up was on a early 2-run homer. But after that, retired. 13 the last 14 men he faced. Behind it 2-0. Outside for ball 3.
If you remember, we mentioned that he either wasn't happy with the umpire or where he put one of the pitches early in that at-bat to Smolinski and give it another life. Smolinski took it over that left center field wall.
See if Garcia gets the green light here at 3-0. He takes it instead for a strike.
Touching the low 90s with his fastball so far here this evening.
34-year-old from Venezuela. Dodgers manager loves Guillermo Moscoso's competitive toughness. Pitches it out of play to the right side. Nashville up to 4 hits after that home run. That was their first hit for extra bases. First 3 games of this series, a total 11 extra base hits. In the first 8 meetings with the Dodgers this year, only had 15 extra base hits. Fouls off another. Bill Hasselman, Adam Melhuse, the Dodgers hitting coach, taking this one in, hoping that their team can avoid a sweep here tonight. Get some positive momentum heading to a road series in New Orleans, where they're going to have to play 6 games in 5 days due to a rainout when they were in New Orleans earlier this year. Now walked him. First walk by Moscoso.
And that time he wasn't happy with himself because that wasn't even close enough to draw the interest of the batter. So after the leadoff home run, then a walk to Garcia, and that'll bring up Bo Taylor.
Sharp ground out to first his first time up. Garcia dancing around at first, and the pitch is taken for a strike. Garcia's only had 3 stolen base attempts on the season. But you find yourself in a spot where you think you can get a good enough jump. I think about taking off. Taylor takes outside for ball 1. Dodgers scored one of the first two in the second. Sounds getting on the board here in the fourth and have a man on with nobody out. 1-1 to Taylor. This is hit well, deep right field. Tyrone going back near the Devon Energy deck, and this game is tied. 2 home runs within the span of 3 batters, and just like that, the Dodgers' lead is erased. For Taylor, it's his first home run of the season, and he got all of it. And this is now a 3-3 game here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he put it up over the Devon Energy deck, as you mentioned.
Taylor's home run is his first of the season.
So you wonder what the distance on that might have been, because it was well over the regular wall and into that energy deck out there. That probably was a 400-footer or so, you'd have to think.
Oh, a tough start to the 4th inning after Moscoso got off to a great start through 3. Noisy takes the first pitch for a strike. Noisy a single his first time up. Now the Dodgers, again, they've lost 4 straight entering today and got the 3-run lead, but that has been washed away. Noisy pops one up off the end of the bat. It's going to get out of play.
Beer in one hand, a baseball in another. Fun at the old ballpark.
Oh, 2 to Noisy. Moscoso's breaking ball in the outside quarter for strike 3. 4th strikeout tonight. Well, another pleasant evening here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Some fans enjoying the game from the lawn seating, which is available every Dodgers home game for just $9. As I like to say, it's BYOB. Bring your own blanket. Mateo takes low for ball 1. Struck out his first time up. 2 home runs an inning by the Sounds has tied this game. Big swing of his that time by Mateo.
Probably one of the reasons I like baseball more than the other sports is because you can come to the game, you can relax, you don't have to be involved with all the theatrics and the fireworks that are going off all the time with some of the other, whether it's the NBA or the NFL. Got friends that are sitting in left field bleachers, you can go visit them for an inning, over behind first base perhaps.
Not a bad seat here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Open concourse. The grass seating, a couple different group and hospitality areas. Mateo fouls one off, and now it's 2-2. Again, 3 scoreless, 3 hits allowed for Moscoso in 3 innings, but here in the 4th, a home run by Smolinski, walk to Garcia, then another home run by Taylor. Two. A little bit off the outside quarter for ball 3. Full count pitch to Mateo. Down to play to the right side. Steve Lombardozzi on deck. Still a full count to Mateo here with 1 out in the inning. Just outside again. It's twice in the same spot, and it's the 2nd walk of the inning.
Home run, a walk, home run, a strikeout, and a walk. Bottom part of the order.
And that's been a part of the order that has given the Dodgers a lot of trouble in the series. Lombardozzi flied out his first time up. Infielders a double play depth. Checks on Mateo at first, who leads the team with 13 stolen bases. Lombardozzi pulls one foul towards the tarp. Fan reaches over to get it. Gives it to the young kid in tow with him.
It's like Dad is a superhero tonight.
It's been a long inning for Moscoso, nearing 30 pitches here in the fourth. This is downstairs with a changeup. It's 1-1. Lombardozzi, the sixth man about this inning. There's the 1-1. This one hit on a play to the left side. Sounds tonight looking for their first 4-game win streak since May the 10th through the 13th. And came into the series reeling, but has been able to turn things around. And tonight they've erased an early 3-run deficit. A breaky ball that misses down and in. Moscoso trying to get out of this inning before Nashville can take the lead for the first time. 2-2 low and inside again.
After that pitch, he again showed a little disgust, and then he tapped himself on the chest saying, "It's my situation, my problem." He wasn't trying to blame anybody, the umpire especially. Letting him know that he's just got to do better.
Now we'll see if he does here at 3-2. Mateo stays. It's high for ball 4. 3 walks in the inning.
And guys are starting to get up in the bullpen right now. Not throwing anything, but 2 guys stood up, started doing a little stretching. Tell he's a little frustrated. Throwing quite a few pitches this inning.
Yeah, pitching coach Bill Seam is going to visit. It's 32 pitches in the inning, after throwing 39 through his first 3 innings combined. And it has been a tough month for the Dodgers starting pitchers. They have not gotten a whole lot of length. And the Dodgers starters have been out there. It's an ERA of 5.23. And opponents getting about 290.
Home plate umpire Clay Park is going to go out and break up this little meeting out here and said, "Okay, guys, had enough time to talk about it. Let's get back to baseball here." Here's a look at the activity in the Dodgers bullpen. He stretched a little bit and kind of working in a hurried fashion out there right now.
Vertigan takes the first pitch outside. He flied out his first time up.
Maybe a little gun shy after those 2 home runs also.
Josh Spore's the man warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. Vertigan swings at a foul tip through a pitch out of the zone for strike one. Flight out to right his first time up. Nashville trying to add to a 3-run inning so far. Low and away for ball two.
Three walks, 2 home runs in this inning. Trying to prevent any more runs from coming across.
Infielders a double played up, looking for a ground ball in the right spot. Popped up. Infield fly should be called. It is. Rios will make the catch near the mound. Now that's the good news. There's 2 outs. The bad news is now Nick Martini comes up. The All-Star is 2 for 2 tonight. And will look to deliver a 2-out RBI single to put Nashville in the lead, or 2-out RBI hit of any kind.
Yeah, he's just walked up and looked like he was playing slow pitch each of his first 2 at-bats. Very confident at the plate, and you see the numbers on him for the season.
First pitch on the way. Breaking ball called for a strike. The singles in the first and third tonight. The 8th man about this inning. Dodgers led 3-0. It's now 3-3 after a pair of home runs this inning. Turn and look back at second. No throw. Mateo slides back in. Nothing in one of Martini. Pitch is taken for strike 2. Moscoso, even though he's walked guys, he's been ahead. He just necessarily hasn't put batters away this inning. Now 0-2 to Martini. Wind picking up from right to left. This is down for ball 1.
See what he throws here on 1 and 2. Trying to get out of this inning with no further damage done.
This is going to be the 40th pitch of the inning. Here comes to Martini. Down and in, ball 2. Home run by Smolinski, walk by Garcia, home run by Taylor, strikeout by Noisy, walk by Mateo, walk by Lombardozzi, and a pop out by Vertigan. Two and 2 to Martini with 2 on, 2 out in the tie game of the 4th. Swings and lines one fair down the right field line towards the corner. Now Mateo will score. Lombardozzi being waved around. The throw overshoots Peter. It's a 2-run double by Martini in a 5-run inning that makes it 5-3 Nashville.
Well, he sent that one hooking into the right field corner. You were hoping against hope that it was going to hook enough where it was just foul, but probably fair by, I don't know, 3 feet or so. Gets down into the corner and 2 more runs able to come across.
This is tied for the highest scoring inning by Dodgers opponent this year. And that is going to do it for Moscoso, who was good through 3 but stumbled here in the 4th. And the Dodgers starting pitching struggles again continuing here tonight. They now trail 5-3, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak and 5-game skid at home. We'll step aside as Josh Sborz comes in. Dodgers will look to hopefully get a lift from the bullpen here tonight as they now trail by 2. This is OKC Dodgers baseball and your view on Cox. Now Spores will look to bring some stability back to the mound as Nashville has scored 5 runs here in the 4th inning to take a 5-3 lead. Spores pitching on back-to-back days. His 18th appearance with Oklahoma City, picked up the loss in Game 2 last night. And Harrett's him out at second with 2 out. Ramon Laureano at the plate, he's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. First pitch is called for a strike. Now the Sounds have now batted around in this batted around in this inning. The Dodgers took a 3-0 lead in this inning. There have been 5 runs on 3 hits. All hits have been for extra bases, and a huge role has been from the walks. 3 of them, all of which have scored. Breaking ball up in the zone for strike 2. Laureano disagreeing with the call. Now asks for time. Now, until mid-June, the Dodgers had never given up as many as 5 runs in 1 inning. It has now happened 3 times in the last couple of weeks. This is the latest edition, and the second time it has happened in the last 5 games. Pitch is high. And during this current now 10-game stretch of struggles, the 5th inning allowed of 4 or more runs. 1-2 hit out of play to the right side. It has been the story of this now 10-game stretch. The Dodgers get the hitting, don't get the pitching. They get the pitching, they don't get the hitting. And the Dodgers got 3 early runs on the board tonight. But now they find themselves down by 2 in the 4th. Pitch is swung out, got a piece, fouled it down. Now Martini put the Sounds in the lead with a big 2-run double with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Breaking ball called for strike 3, and that'll end the inning. But the Sounds with a huge top of the 4th. They put up 5 runs on 3 hits. The Dodgers will head to the plate looking to respond. Now trailing for the first time in this game. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on your view on Cox.
Dodgers fans, let's go down to the field. It's time for hamster ball race.
Hey there, Dodgers fans. It's Kaden here on the 3rd baseline, and I am joined by one of our hamster ball race contestants. This is John on 3rd baseline over here, and on 1st baseline over there, we have Cole, and they are going to get this race started in 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off, Dodgers fans. Let's get a round of applause for our hamster ball contestants. All right, here they go. They're about to meet. All right, let's see if they can get up and make it. I think it looks like our big winner is going to be Cole over here with me. Cole is going to go home with some fun Dodgers prizes, and we're going to get you guys right back to the game.
Dodgers need a response heading to the bottom of the 4th as they trail now 5-3 after a big top half of the inning by Nashville. And Brett Anderson, who had given up 3 early runs, now has a 2-run lead behind him. Lucky Gale, Jake Peter, Angelo Mora coming up. Anderson coming off his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. And 61 pitches as we start the bottom of the 4th.
Leading off for the Dodgers,
58 over 4 innings. His last time out against Round Rock, so you would think that here on rehab assignment, that'll be incrementally increased. Rocky Gale takes a first pitch strike. He singled and scored back in the second inning. That's one foul, now in an 0-2 hole. Anderson now in his second stint in the A's organization. Young in his career, he was traded from Arizona to Oakland, part of a deal for Dan Herron. Made his major league debut with Oakland. The pitch is high. Big league debut came in 2009. He was just 21 years old. 1-2, grounded past Anderson towards the middle, cut off by Lombardozzi, throwing across his body to first, and it's in time for the out.
Made it look easy. Going to his right, fielding the ball and throwing in pretty much one motion and getting it right on the money for the out.
Lombardozzi with a slick fielding play up the middle. One away here in the fourth. Anderson's retired 5 in a row, his longest stretch of the night. First pitch to Jake Peter, misses away. Peter flying out his first time up. "1-0, hits it well, deep left center field. Vertigan on a sprint towards the wall. It's off the wall on the fly. Peter heading at a second, and he'll stop there with a 1-out double. A good sign for Jake Peters, had a tough month. Doubles that one deep, out to left center field, off the wall on the fly. Just a few feet shy of a home run. Now hopefully the Dodgers, even if it is just one run here, it would be nice to see a response in the bottom of this inning after a 5 spot in the top half. It's to Mora outside. Mora 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dodgers have not been swept in a 4-game home series since 2015 against Sacramento. Breaking ball pulled down the third base line. Noisy will throw to first. It's off the sidewall, stays in play. Peter will hold at third as the throw from Martini comes home, and there's that shaky Nashville defense once again.
Well, Noisy checked the runner at second and then cut loose. Obviously had too much behind it, as you watch here. Made a nice fielding play, checks the runner, and then he loses it. Goes way over the head of the first baseman.
And he's fortunate it stayed in play, even though it allows Moore to get to second. If that goes out of play, Peter scores. The Dodgers now with men at second and third and 1 out. Here for Connor Joe. Nashville's 5th error of the series.
Gift opportunity here.
Joe 1 for 2 with a run scored. First pitch lifts it into left center field. Vertigan going back on the move at the track. It's over his head off the wall. So Peter and Moore are both going to come on home. Joe digging for 3. The relay off his back. He will stay at third as Noisy. It went in the camera well. That's out of play, and Joe will be awarded home plate. To tell from up here, that ball went in the camera well. The umpire saw it. So 3-run score on the play. It is a 2-run triple plus a throwing error. And again, we hope the Dodgers could at least come up with 1 run here in this inning. And boy, they've done more than that. They've scored 3 to regain the lead at 6-5.
Joe gives it a ride, just gets over the left fielder's head, bobbles it. Center fielder comes over. Then the relay to third is going to hit Joe in the back, and then, as Alex said, gets into the camera well. That's out of play, and that allows the runner to score. And just like that, Oklahoma City back on top.
And 2-run triple in the throwing error on the shortstop Mateo on the relay. The second error of the inning. Tolles fouls off the next pitch. Ooh, and that one caught the lower body of Clay Park, the home plate umpire. 3 runs in a hurry for the Dodgers here in the fourth to regain the lead at 6-5. A great response after Nashville had taken the lead in the top of the inning. Andrew Tolles is 2 for 2 tonight. Pitch from Anderson is down. Last time Brett Anderson was on this mound, it was actually on a rehab assignment for OKC during the playoffs in 2016. Pitched really well in a game against El Paso. Breaking ball called for strike 3. Tolles thought it was up, but that was the same pitch that was called to Laureano in the top of this inning. You may not like it, but at least it's consistent. 5th strikeout for Anderson.
Tolles had owned Anderson those first 2 at-bats, getting the double and then the 2 RBI single in the first and second innings. This time was caught looking.
And Anderson has reached his pitch limit, so he won't leave this game. This rehab start not as smooth as the first one he had at home against Round Rock, as he gives up 6 runs in this contest in 3 2/3 innings here tonight. Now the Dodgers and the Sounds here in this inning have combined for 8 runs. At the Sounds taking a 5-3 lead, but now it's the Dodgers reclaiming it at 6-5. This is OKC Dodgers baseball and your view on Cox. Jake Sanchez replacing Brett Anderson on the mound after Anderson reaches his pitch limit at 3 2/3 innings. So Sanchez, the right-hander, makes his 21st appearance. No record, no saves, 25 1/3 innings, 11 runs, 27 hits allowed, 5 walks against 27 strikeouts. Oh, it's batting .270. Kyle Farmer will be the first to face him here with none on and 2 out. So neither starting pitcher can make it through the 4th inning tonight. It'll be a battle of the bullpens from here on out. Farmer takes a first pitch strike. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Sanchez out of the windup. Farmer out in front of a breaking ball. Oh, for Anderson, his totals 3 2/3 innings, 6 runs, 7 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Of the 6 runs, at least 1 will be unearned. Farmer swings and misses. He's down on strikes to end the inning, but the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 4th answer with 3 runs and have regained the lead. Comes on 2 hits and a couple of errors as well. We'll see if Josh Sborz can put up a 0 here in the top of the 5th. As OKC Dodgers Dodgers baseball and your view on Cox.
A little warm.
Don't miss out on the next Pizza Hut all-you-can-eat night on Saturday, July the 8th, when the Dodgers host the Round Rock Express. Pizza Hut all-you-can-eat packages are available for groups of 10 or more and include all-you-can-eat food and an OKC Dodgers hat and game ticket. Call 405-218-2100 for more information today. Steve, your favorite kind of pizza? Topping.
Topping? I usually like to go with a multiple topping. Bacon, the Italian sausage that we both kind of grew up, I guess, with in the St. Louis area. And I'm a thin crust guy, so whenever I go to Pizza Hut, I tell them I like that thin crust. What about you?
I would say, like you, multiple. I usually like to go 1 meat, 1 vegetable. As Malinsky takes the pitch, usually a sausage and onion, sausage and green pepper type of guy. I don't think anyone's going to, maybe a part of our viewing audience, know that we can probably relate talking about Emo's Pizza or Fortel's Pizza Den, the St. Louis style of pizza. The pitch is missed or fouled out of play behind the plate. It's unique. I wouldn't say it's my favorite overall. I do like it. I will admit it's an acquired taste. And I can understand why people would not like it, though. But I also love the Chicago-style deep dish, too. But the best kind of pizza is always all-you-can-eat pizza.
That's right.
Which is what's available here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark.
Can't beat that.
Smolinski, a solid liner to center. He homered his last time up and now leads off the inning with a base hit. This is a big inning for Spores and the Dodgers. Right after the offense picks up the pitching staff, they put the lead behind him again. And we'll see if Spores can work around that leadoff single. He was the losing pitcher yesterday in Game 2. Third of an inning pitched, 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, no strikeouts through 15 pitches. Runner aboard for Anthony Garcia. Flies one into shallow right. Tyrone coming in. Peter going back. Neither's going to make the catch. It's a bloop single, and now 2 on with none out.
Right fielder did not read that well at all as he started back and then was slow to get it coming forward. I know you were busy here last night calling the game. That's a little bit similar to what we saw in that College World Series game. And what a debacle that turned out to be for Arkansas last night, when that would have been the last out and a national championship in tow for them. Instead, Oregon State goes on and wins it. And Game 3, the deciding national championship game, was to have been played this evening.
Well, that ball didn't quite have the same consequences, I will admit, as the one last night at TD Ameritrade Park. But it does set up 2 men on and nobody out. Taylor with a long 2-run homer his last time up. Spores will turn and look back at second, no throw. And it is a final, by the way. I don't have the final score, but Oregon State won tonight.
I think I'm seeing 5-0.
Wow.
You know they have to be sick in Arkansas. But with that game over, we welcome you to the broadcast.
Yeah.
If you were watching collegiate baseball, got a good one going here, 6-5. Dodgers on top.
Behind Taylor at 2-0. Moore coming over to cover second. Pitch from Spores. Starts a swing, and it did not go, and now it's 3-0. Sheldon Noisy on deck. Now Spores knows a thing or two about the College World Series. And now he's going to have to work his way out of a bases loaded jam. Single walk. Talked about how big of an inning this was. And now the Sounds a chance to go back in front. Spores, a former College World Series MVP at Virginia. Bill Seamus makes his way out towards the mound.
Warming up for Dodgers, number 34, Ariel Hernandez.
Dodgers get some action in the bullpen. Ariel Hernandez, the right-hander, up and throwing.
I think he just started throwing, so this appears to be just a visit.
Going to face a hot hitter in Sheldon Noisy, trying to find a way to wiggle out of this one. I think even if you just allow 1 run and end the inning with a tie game, it certainly is a victory. And we'll see if Josh Spores is able to do that. Noisy 1 for 2 tonight. He bats right. First pitch is down and away for ball 1.
Last 12 batters have only made 3 outs in the Nashville lineup. Dodgers would love to turn two here.
Nashville pretty good with the bases loaded, 353 as a team, and Noisy takes a pitch on the inside part of the plate for a strike. Smolinski at third, Taylor at second, Garcia at second, and Taylor at first. Infielders a double played out that is 1-1 to Noisy. It's from Spores. Good fastball down the zone on the outside part of the plate.
Hit 93 on the gun on that one. See if he can't bring another one here and get the first out of the inning.
Mateo on deck. Noisy trying to tie this game or possibly put Nashville back in front. 1-2. Got him. Couldn't hold his swing of the pitch down and away, and a huge strikeout by Spores.
Obviously, that's not the pitch Noisy was looking for. So he offered at it, and it was not a very good offer at all.
Real line, one of those swing. Nope, don't swing, but it was too late. Still a lot of work to do, though. Just one out with the bases still loaded for Jorge Mateo, who was 5 for 6 with the bases loaded this year. Takes a breaking ball, the outside part of the plate for a strike. Mateo has struck out, walked, and scored tonight. 6-5 Dodgers, bases loaded, one out. One to Mateo. Swing and a miss to a breaking ball for strike two. One of the tighter and more important spots Josh Spores has been in with OKC. Of course, yesterday came in a tie game in the 5th inning and allowed a run. Was charged with a loss. Back at it again today. Trying to find a way to minimize damage here in this jam. 0-2 to Mateo. Here's the pitch. Got him to chase, down and away for strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts, and the bases stay loaded for Steve Lombardozzi.
Great job, but now you got to finish it. As you can see again, hitter was really fooled, not expecting that pitch, and a good job by Spraz to get in there and get that out. And now you're just an out away from getting out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam, and not allowing the tying run to come across.
There was a huge two-run, two-out hit last inning by Nashville. Lombardozzi batting right. Takes a fastball low for ball one. Lombardozzi 3 for 6 with the bases full this year. He has flied out and walked. 6-5 Dodgers. Bases still loaded. 2 out. Spores take some time to step off the rubber. The 1-0. Down again, and now behind at 2-0. Lombardozzi has drawn 4 walks in this series. Smolinski got this inning started with a solid single to center, then a bloop single by Garcia, and then the walk by Taylor before the strikeouts. Behind at 2-0. Fouls one off, out of play behind the plate. What a lift it would be if Spores can find a way out of this inning. Spores twice made it to the College World Series finals with Virginia. They lost to Vanderbilt in 14, beat Vanderbilt in 15. As is mentioned, he was the most outstanding player of the College World Series that year. 2-1 to Lombardozzi. Softly hit through the middle, base hit. Smolinski in. Here comes Garcia. Throw to the plate, not in time. It's the second consecutive inning with a huge 2-out hit by the Sounds. They go back in front again at 7-6.
That was just tantalizingly slow up the middle, but couldn't have been hit in a better spot if you're a fan for the Sounds. Watch this thing just barely get through. And 2 runs were able to come across and put Nashville back on top.
A backbreaker here in the top of the 5th inning. Right after Spores had come so close to getting out of this jam. But the Dodgers cannot hang on to yet another lead. Now, 2 men will remain on with 2 out as the Sounds have now scored 7 runs over the past 2 innings. They've still got 2 on here. Brent Vertigan will be coming up. Ariel Hernandez will jog in for the bullpen for the Dodgers. It's just the way things have seemingly gone for this team the last week and a half. Close, but not quite. Whether it's pitching, whether it's hitting. And again. Now, as Hernandez starts to loosen up, I want to remind you not to miss Chaparral Energy Family Sunday on July the 8th. Bring the entire family to the ballpark for fun activities, including a mascot meet and greet with Bricks in Brooklyn, player autographs, inflatable games, chance for kids to run the bases, and much more. Get your ticket to Chaparral Energy Family Sunday now at OKCDodgers.com. A lot of families out here tonight on this $2 Thursday. Some fans enjoying the Budweiser deck as well out in left field. A game in which the Dodgers led 3-0, got behind 5-3, took a 6-5 lead, and are now down 7-6. Now, it's one thing last inning to get beat by Martini, an all-star, on a 58-game on-base streak. It's another to get beat by Lombardozzi, a .227 hitter.
You know, like I said, you couldn't have placed that ball any better up the middle. Wasn't hit hard at all. Just in the right spot, the right time. Obviously 2 outs. The runners are going with any contact whatsoever, and 2 runs were able to come across.
Now Hernandez will try and keep this a 1-run deficit. This is the 16th batter over the last 2 innings to come up, as the Sounds have scored 7 runs. Vertigan's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch from Hernandez. Missing a little bit up. That pitch has been there for a strike recently. Vertigan has flied out to right, popped out to third. Grounder towards the middle. 2 bounces to Mora. He'll step on second for a force out. That'll end the inning. Well, the Sounds back in front again thanks to the 2-run, 2-out single by Lombardozzi. Dodgers down 7-6 halfway through. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox.
You won't want to miss joining us for Oklahoma Sports.
Saw Bricktown Ballpark. Some of the best players to come out of the state of Oklahoma memorialized on bus near the Mickey Mantle Plaza here, located on South Mickey Mantle Drive near the third base entrance. Also a lot of other Oklahoma baseball and team history displayed throughout the second and third floors indoors here at the ballpark.
For such a small state, the number of Hall of Famers that Oklahoma has produced, as you saw, of course, Warren Spahn, Carl Hubble, Little, and Big Poison, the Wayner brothers, Willie Stargell from Earlsboro. You and I talked before the game about the amount of talent that the high schools have right now is producing a lot of guys that are going on and playing, whether it's at University of Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, or just skipping college altogether and being drafted high enough where it warrants them going straight to the minor leagues.
First pitch to Edwin Rios, swung out and missed. Latest, a young man from Broken Arrow who just signed with the Cubs. Last name's Franklin. Can't remember the first name.
Is it Ryan Franklin's son?
I think it's his nephew. Rios 0 for 2 with an RBI tonight. Takes a breaking ball downstairs. So Sanchez got the final out of the 4th inning. Striking out Kyle Farmer on 3 pitches. And now we'll look to put up a 0 and keep Nashville in the lead. Dodgers, after they got down last inning, responded with 3. They're down again, this time by 1. A ground to the right side. Martini lets it go through to Lombardozzi. Throws to first with Sanchez covering. He's there about a step and a half ahead of Rios.
That's a really heady play by Martini. He knows he can make that play, but if he does make the catch, as you watch the end of that play right here, he's running away from the bag and has to throw back across his body. He has the presence of mind to let it go through to the second baseman, who has an easy play in front of him. Now it's all dependent upon the pitcher making the cover over at first base, which he does. That's well executed, not an easy play.
One away for Travis Tyrone. He struck out twice tonight. Takes the pitch high, and maybe a difference in pitcher will make a difference for Tyrone, who didn't have much success against Anderson. Wodo swung out and missed. Sanchez is 6'1" right-hander from Brawley, California. 28 years old. He'll be 29 in August. Weakly grounded along the third base line to Noisy. Throws to first, no issues this time for the second out.
It's great if you have a big arm at third base or at shortstop and you can fire it over there. But there's something to be said, too, for making the play and just getting it on its way to first base so the first baseman can make adjustments. Does he have to come off the bag? Does he have to lean right or left? And that time he just got rid of it in a hurry. Happened that it was right on the money and turned out to be a tough play made look easy for the out.
2 groundouts starting off this inning for Henry Ramos. Now bats from the left side. Fouls one back to the screen. He's popped out and struck out tonight. Just 1 for 15 over his last 5 games. The 0-1. Swing a sharp grounder. That's through into right center for a base hit. Ramos with the team's 8th hit tonight.
Now batting the catcher, Rocky Gale.
Pitch a little bit above the knees and able to stroke it back through the middle. That's a man on for Rocky Gale. First pitch is upstairs. Gale singled to second and grounded out in the 4th. Dodgers led this one 3-0. There's only been one game this season they have led by at least 3 runs and lost. And they are in danger of that happening again tonight. Breaking ball swung out and missed. First 3 innings, all Dodgers, but the Nashville offense, the last 2 innings, has piled up 7 runs. As mentioned, during this last week and a half, it is one or the other. They get the offense, they get the pitching, but rarely both. There goes Ramos. Pitch is grounded to the vacant right side of the infield. Ramos will turn it head to third. Now with Lombardozzi going over to cover, hits it where the spot was occupied, and Gale's got a second hit tonight.
It's a beautiful thing when it works, the old hit and run. And that time it was executed to perfection. Lombardozzi vacated that space over there at second base. And that's exactly where the ball was hit. Try to regain his balance and retract, but no way. 2 aboard, 2 out.
Now we'll see if Jake Peter can make it 3 straight hits with 2 down. Doubled his last time up off the left center field fence. Each team now with 9 hits tonight. Barely halfway through, 13 runs, 18 hits. Taylor slides to his right to block the pitch. Ramos representing the tying run at third. Dieter takes a breaking ball for a strike to even up the count.
Only one defender on that left side of the infield, and he's just about where the third baseman would normally play. Shortstop virtually vacated.
Fouls one down, and folks who were watching earlier might be thinking, well, wait a second. He hit the ball to left center field first time up. Why are they playing the shift? Well, there's a difference in where a guy hits a ball in the air and where he hits it on the ground. The infield is based on, the data on Peter's, history on where he hits it on the ground. There's just so much information out there. All the ballparks outfitted with high-tech cameras. Makes you wonder how a guy is able to hit in this day and age. But you got the same info on the pitchers as well. That's high and inside for ball 2.
Yeah, the outfield just plays them straight away. Nobody really cheating one way or the other.
There's some action in the Nashville bullpen. Left-hander Dean Kieckeffer loosening up. It's outside from Sanchez, ball 3. Angelo Mora, the on-deck hitter. The Dodgers' first 2 men retired, but Ramos kept the inning alive with a base hit. Gale followed with another. And Peter trying to make it 3 in a row. (3-2) in the dirt, stopped by Taylor. That'll be ball 4. And the bases will be loaded for Angelo Mora. 3 straight reaching base. Pitching coach Rick Rodriguez going to jog out to the mound. And that's Dean Kieckeffer warming up in the Nashville bullpen.
Starting to look like double digits is going to be what's going to win this game.
Very well could be the case here tonight, as the Dodgers trying to overcome a deficit yet again. It's so close to getting out of the inning in the top half. Just could not get that final out before Nashville scored a couple on the Lombardozzi single, and now Dodgers trying to return the favor here with the 2-out rally. Angelo Mora 0 for 2 with a run scored. He has been the team's best hitter this month. And we'll see if he can come through here with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. Takes a breaking ball, a sharp slider called for a strike. Morris struck out in the 2nd, reached in an air and scored in the 4th. Dodgers with the bases loaded, 3:33 as a team. Morris starts his swing. Did he go? He did not. Upon appeal, Blake Felix said he held up. Dodgers trying to tie or possibly take the lead. 1-1 is outside for ball 2. Ground out, single walk here in the 5th. And just in these last 2 innings alone, we have seen 11 runs scored. Game has kind of grinded to a halt. Mora trying to prolong the inning. 2-1. It's inside, ball 3. Sanchez have been all over the place the last 2 batters. If you're Mora, well, it's a 3-1 count, but at the same time, I want to get too over anxious here.
Yeah, one school of thought is he has to throw a strike. But you also don't want to chase anything outside the strike zone.
3-1 to Mora. And he'll swing and miss. Got a strike that time in the inner part of the plate. And a foul tip in the glove of Taylor makes it 3-2. The merry-go-round will be in motion here with a full count. The bases loaded and 2 outs. Dodgers down by a run in the 5th. Sanchez with the 3-2. Fouled back. We'll do it again.
Just did get a piece of that one. Outfield, as we said, straight away. Well, if he can get one down between left and center field, that would clear the bases. Just take a base hit and get 2 runs home and be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a full count to Mora. Counter Joe on deck. The next 3-2 from Sanchez. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning. Now the Dodgers threatened. That's the difference in the inning. The Sounds get a 2-run hit with the bases loaded. The Dodgers don't. So they leave the bases full and remain down by a run. 7-6 Sounds going to the 6th. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on your view on Cox. Celebrate the 4th of July at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark for the OKC Dodgers when they host the Round Rock Express. Following the game, stay in your seats for a spectacular fireworks show in the sky presented by Modelo. Purchase your tickets now by calling 405-218-2150 or visiting OKCDodgers.com. Fireworks will be on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of July here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark with the Dodgers return home. But for now, try to avoid getting swept here by Nashville. The Dodgers started this year at home 15-0. It has not been quite the same story since, and tonight trying to avoid what would be a 6th straight loss at home for the first time since 2011. Nick Martini has done a bunch of damage tonight. 3 for 3 with a 2-run double. Takes a pitch from Hernandez outside. Now for Josh Sborz, who as of now is on the hook for the loss in a 2nd consecutive game. 1 inning pitch. Next pitch called for a strike. 2 runs, 3 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And as Steve said it best, tantalizingly close from getting out of that jam last inning. 1-1 grounded towards the middle. More a couple steps to his right. Throws a bit high, but Joe able to reach up and snag it. Now Morris struck out with the bases loaded in the 5th, but I think still upset with himself about that. Doesn't take it in the field with him on that play. Laureano takes inside for ball 1. He's struck out 3 times. He's come up tonight. Dodgers pitching staff with 7 strikeouts this evening. 1-0 from Hernandez. Swing and a miss. And Laureano Hernandez, a guy who, if he throws strikes, he's awfully good. But that's the question with him. Can he control and command his pitches to consistently be in the zone? Hernandez last appeared in the series opener Tuesday The scoreless inning allowed 1 hit. It just swung out a miss, and now it's 2-2 to Laureano.
He really is a slinger type pitcher where kind of follows through late in his motion, getting it to the plate. As long as he throws strikes, it's effective.
Laureano takes down and away for ball 3. Hernandez acquired in a trade early in the season with Cincinnati. 6'4" right-hander from the Dominican Republic. Once in the Dodgers organization, he split the year between OKC and AA Tulsa. 3-2 Weekly tapped off the end of the bat. Hernandez will field and then race to the bag himself and get there before Laureano for the second out.
Good play, showing some good athleticism off the mound there. A lot of times pitchers will give up on a hit like that, but he was the aggressor, took control of the situation, and made the play himself.
If that ball gets past Hernandez, it's probably an infield hit. And you mentioned he was the aggressor, not only in fielding it, but then just the way he came up with it. Would have been a little bit hard to transfer to his right hand and toss to Joe, so he just sprints to the bag himself. Smolinski hits in his last 2 at-bats, including a home run. Takes for strike 1. Breaking ball taken for a strike again. Smolinski got the scoring start of the solo homer in the 4th. That's when things started to turn. The Dodgers enter that inning leading 3-0. The Sounds then hit 2 homers within the span of 3 batters to tie it. They added 2 more runs later in the inning. Swings and misses, and he's down on 3 pitches. That's an impressive 1-2-3-6 for Ariel Hernandez. The Dodgers will look to get the bats going again, down by 1, moving to the bottom of the 6th. 7-6 Nashville. This is OKC Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox. Dot race in full force here on a $2 Thursday. The next $2 Thursday of Chickasaw and Bricktown Ballpark will be on Thursday, July the 5th, when the Dodgers host the Round Rock Express. All bottled water, Pepsi, and select beer products available for just $2. Purchase your tickets now by calling 405-218-2150 or by visiting OKCDodgers.com. Congratulations, Yellow. No need to yield in the dot race for the Yellow team. So next Thursday, $2 Thursday and a fireworks night. Top of the order coming up for the Dodgers against new pitcher Dean Kiekeffer. The winning pitcher in the series opener Tuesday night retired all 4 batters he faced. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Joe tonight 2 for 3 with a 2-run triple and 2 runs scored. Kiekeffer's been an effective left-hander out of the Nashville bullpen. 14th appearance, 5-0. 4.42 ERA, 18 1/3 innings pitched. 10 runs total allowed on 23 hits. 19 strikeouts, no walks. Swinging a line drive to the left. It's Joe's 3rd hit tonight. Tying run on here in the bottom of the 6th with nobody out. Well, the Dodgers up to 10 hits. They've gotten 6 runs in 10 hits, which normally would be good enough to have a lead for you in the 6th inning, but it's not the case, unfortunately, tonight.
Good job by Joe to go down and get that one, square it up, and hit it sharply into left field to get things started here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Andrew Toles, who's got a couple of hits coming up. Infielders at double play depth. Swings, grounds one left side, could be 2. Mateo, little trouble getting out at first, and Toles will beat the relay throw to first as a result. And Mateo fumbled a bit in his glove, and that cost Nashville a chance to get 2. They do force out the lead runner for the first out. And they saw just that little hesitation. Provides the window for Tolles to reach safely. Kyle Farmer takes down for ball one. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Nashville reliever Jake Sanchez went inning and a third, no runs, 2 hits, a walk, 2 strikeouts. Escaped the bases loaded jam of the 5th to keep Nashville in the lead. Breaking ball barely catches the inside corner for a strike.
Farmer didn't think so. Thought that one might have been a little tight. Kind of turned and walked away. Didn't say anything. Digs back in.
Pitches in the dirt, blocked by Taylor. He keeps it close enough as Tolles remains at first. Keffer, 6-foot lefty from Louisville, Kentucky. Signed with the A's in the middle of the season in early May. Farmer hits it out of play to the right side.
Outfield fairly deep, straight away. Try to close off those gaps out there.
Throw to first to check on Tolles. Right-hander Carlos Ramirez warming up in the Nashville bullpen. Farmer lifts one high in the air to shallow left. And foul ground, Mateo near the seats. Jumps into the stands, and it's out of his reach. It'll be a foul ball.
That just kept drifting and drifting. I thought he was going to have a play on it at first. And as it got closer, still thought he was going to have a play on it, but just enough to get it, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows back into the seating area over there. Made a good effort, just couldn't come away with the ball.
Oh, yeah, it was, upon further review, a bit out of his reach. But like you said, going over the sidewall of the stands, trying to make the play.
I think Steve Bartman was over there if I check again.
To Farmer. And now he sends a soft liner to shallow center for a base hit. Tolles will stop at second as Smolinski fields and tosses it in. The Dodgers have 2 on with 1 out for Edwin Rios. Well, both hits for Farmer have been pretty similar tonight. Kind of jam shots, but able to set him in the shallow outfield and find his way on base as a result.
Don't feel one bit guilty about that either, because Nashville's had a couple of those this evening. That'll keep the ball rolling and give Rios a chance.
0 for 3 tonight. It hitless now in his last 2 games. Breaking ball from Keffer down and away. Dodgers this evening 4 for 11 with men in scoring position. Again, they have got the requisite offense.
Carlos Ramirez warming up in the bullpen for Nashville.
But they trail by 1. Fastball hard and down the zone for strike 1. Keffer again breezed through 4 hitters who he faced on Tuesday night. Not quite the same situation this evening. Little grounder left side. Noisy can't handle it. It is deflected Picked up by Mateo as he backs up the play, keeps the ball in the infield, and prevents the Dodgers from scoring. But Noisy with another defensive miscue. That one hit the lip of the grass, and he misjudged the hop. And the bases are loaded with one out for Travis Tyrone.
E5.
That's Noisy's second error tonight. And the third error committed by the Sounds.
It's not an easy play, but one you would hope that somebody at this level would be able to make. Justin Tinder, the official scorekeeper, says E5. So we'll live with that. And for Sheldon Noisy, obviously he doesn't like to wear that tag right now.
So the bases will be loaded. We'll stay here while the pitching change is made. Carlos Ramirez will inherit him full with the Dodgers down by 1 in the 6th. Travis Tyrone will be the hitter when play resumes. Again, how we got to this point. The Dodgers, at the bottom of the first inning, scored on a fielder's choice off the bat of Rios, then scored twice in the second on a 2-run single by Andrew Toles. It was still 2-0 through 3 innings when Nashville rallied for 5 runs. Jake Smolinski led off with a home run. 2 batters later, Bo Taylor hit a game-tying 2-run homer. And back-to-back walks issued with 1 out, and 2 men were on with 2 down for Nick Martini, who lined a double down the right field line. His starting pitcher Guillermo Moscoso, who had been great through 3 innings, could not make it through the 4th while throwing 41 pitches. The Dodgers, though, in the bottom of the 4th, get a 2-run triple for Connor Joe. There was a throwing error on the play that allowed Joe to score. And the Dodgers regained the lead at 6-5, but Nashville in the 4th. Loaded the bases with none out. Josh Spohr struck out the next 2 batters. But Steve Lombardozzi then singled into center to bring home 2 and regain the lead. The Dodgers in the bottom of the inning loaded the bases with 2 out. Jake Sanchez struck out Angelo Moore to keep him loaded, and here we are now in the 6th. The bases loaded again with 1 down. Travis Tyrone will be coming up, looking to, at the very least, tie this game.
Well, it's been a battle of the bullpens here in the middle innings, and it looks like it's going to be that way throughout the rest of the contest.
Remember, you can get all the latest OKC Dodgers merchandise from the official Oklahoma City Dodgers team store. Stock up on all your half shirts and jerseys today at shopokcdodgers.com. It's your home for all OKC Dodgers gear. Tyrone batting, bases loaded, 1 out. Ramirez to make his 8th appearance. 10 of the 3rd innings, 10 runs, 9 hits allowed. First pitch swinging, hits it out of play. Ramirez last appeared on Tuesday night through a scoreless inning. Nothing in 1 to Tyrone, who struck out twice, grounded out once. Little cue shot along the first base line that'll go foul.
Was trying to find a roster, Alex, because Ramirez looks like he's a pretty big guy. But I don't. You have any measurables on him?
6'5".
Yeah.
205 pounds. Came to Oakland on a waiver claim from Toronto just a few weeks ago. Actually, close to a little bit over a month ago. 27-year-old from the Dominican Republic. 0-2. That's in the dirt. Stopped by Taylor. Bases loaded and just 1 out here. Tyrone down to the count. Tyrone 1 for 4. The bases loaded this season. One-two. Swings and misses through a breaking ball down and out of the zone. A huge strikeout for the second out of the inning. That was the problem yesterday. Could not get runs in with runners at third and less than 2 out. And especially, it wasn't just, pop-ups or ground-outs. I mean, it was strikeouts. And there's another one. See if Henry Ramos can come through with 2 out. Pulls it foul. It's 0-1. Ramos 1 for 3 tonight.
It's an imposing figure out there on the mound.
No one. Fouls one off, and Ramirez quickly ahead in 0-2. The Dodgers left the bases loaded last inning, trying to avoid that this inning. They've gotten some help with yet another error committed by Nashville, their 3rd of the night. Tolles the lead runner at 3rd, representing the tying run. Farmer at 2nd, Rios at 1st. 0-2 foul back. Ramos stays alive.
They say with every pitch that you get the opportunity to see as a hitter, the average goes up incrementally. Get better timing, a better look at his movement. See if they can't make him pay right here.
Ramirez is 0-2. And that's in the dirt. Briefly gets by Taylor, but he finds it at the back of the batter's circle, and no chance for the runners to advance. Ramos popped out of the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. First 3 games of the series decided by 1 run. We've got another 1-run game at the 6th. Pitches in the dirt again. Blocked downstairs. You can hear the grunt from the effort from Ramirez on the last couple of pitches. Now Ramos has worked the count even at 2-2. Trying to provide a big hit here. It's in the dirt again, ball 3. Another one stopped by Taylor.
Ramos.
Second, and Ramos, he's lobbying that the ball hit him.
He took a couple steps towards first, trying to persuade the umpire. The umpire kind of shook his head. Here's another look. Got his shoestring. You saw his shoestring actually move. I don't know if we can see that again, but you could see that.
Wow. Well, we'll see if that comes into play. He fouls one off his foot now. That'll be a lot more painful than the ball that barely grazed his shoelaces.
Watch again, his left shoestring.
Yep, it clearly gets flipped up by the ball. And just as if a ball gets a guy's jersey that might be leaning off his body, that should have been a hit by pitch.
That would tie the game up. Of course, Ramos was the only one in the field. Nobody from the Dodgers dugout seemed to take issue with it.
And he'll take it low for ball 4, and he'll tie the game anyway. What a great at-bat by Ramos, who got down 0-2 in the count.
You hear the fans voice their appreciation of the effort. He stuck to it, ties it up, and you can see Ramirez is a little heated.
Team leading 36th RBI for Henry Ramos. Rocky Gale will look to put the Dodgers in the lead as this game is now even at 7-7. Fans chanting Rocky for Rocky Gale. He is 2 for 3 tonight. On the day he was named to his first career All-Star game at any level. Breaking balls outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 3 with the bases loaded this season.
Keep waiting for Sylvester Stallone to come out or something. Fans chanting, Rocky, Rocky.
The 7-7 time, the 6th, excuse me. The pitch is downstairs, 2-0 as Ramirez trouble finding the strike zone lately. After he got ahead of Ramos at 0-2, 4 of his next 5 pitches were out of the zone, and the first 2 to Gale out of the zone. Dodgers have had a couple leads in this game. Gale looking for another. Just outside, ball 3. And well, with the way Ramirez has been missing lately, he's not going to get the close call.
Yeah, and you have to be a taker here.
Especially with the way Ramirez has not been hitting the zone. Can he locate it here behind 3-0? He does. Farmer representing the go-ahead run here in this tie game of the 6th. If you like runs, this has been the game for you. A 7-7 tie as the Dodgers look to regain the lead. Slider called for a strike. That's a good pitch from Ramirez at 3-1.
He's another one that really throws across his body. Seemingly every pitch ends up on the outside part of the plate or even further outside than that.
3-2. Swing and a miss. He swung through ball 4. Now Ramirez able to get out of the inning, but not before the Dodgers tie it. The Dodgers do get 1 run, but they do leave the bases loaded for a second consecutive inning. So it is a 7-7 game heading to the 7th inning here. Your view on Cox. Ramirez not happy, but Alex Verdugo getting in the t-shirt toss tonight. And you don't want to miss Chaparral Energy Family Sunday on Sunday, July the 8th. Bring the entire family to the ballpark for fun activities, including a mascot meet and greet with Bricks in Brooklyn, player autographs, inflatable games, kids running the bases, and more. Get your tickets at Chaparral Energy Family Sunday now at OKCDodgers.com. That'll be the final game before the All-Star break. JT Chagua, the new pitcher for the Dodgers, after Ariel Hernandez retired all 4 batters he faced. But it's a tie game as we start the 7th. 7 apiece. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Sounds. Chagua will face Anthony Garcia. Been on twice, scored twice. Pitch is low for ball 1. Chagua makes his 11th appearance with OKC after getting option from the Los Angeles Dodgers. 1-0 record, 3 runs, 12 hits allowed in 13 innings. Pitches down and away. Garcia flying out in the 2nd, walked and scored in the 4th, bloop single and a run scored in the 5th. Peter played him up the middle. Chagua's 2-0. That's high outside, ball 3. Chagua on Tuesday inning in 2/3, 1 run, 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Did not factor in the decision in a 5-4 Sounds win. Fires a strike. Chagua in his first year in the Dodgers organization came on a waiver claim from the Minnesota Twins in early February. Originally from the town of Sulphur, Louisiana, I would imagine he'll have some relatives on hand in this upcoming series in New Orleans. It just flied into right. Tyrone on the move to his left, slides, it is out of his reach, and then goes over in the stands for a ground rule double. Second time Garcia has sent a fly ball to shallow right. Tyrone could not make the catch on.
And that one just hung up there, but he had forever to run. And probably fortunate that it ended up going into the stands, especially since he had left his feet. If that gets down and goes into the corner, he's got at least 3, maybe more. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Well, the go-ahead run on at second, nobody out. The first pitch to Bo Taylor called for a strike. Both teams now in double digits in the hit column. Taylor 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer and a walk. Chagoua's pitch swung out and missed. Dodgers need a 0 from Chagua right after tying the game in the 6th. In front at 0-2. Takes it inside for ball 1.
Dodgers have led for 3 innings, trailed for 2, even for 1. It's been that kind of night.
I mentioned earlier, over the last 9 games, the Dodgers have lost 4.5 games off their first place lead. Inside again for ball 2. And second place Colorado Springs. They're at home against Memphis, currently trailing 7-2 in the 7th. Dodgers need a win here tonight to avoid a sweep and snap a 4-game skid. Just missed low for ball 3. Noisy on deck. Three-two pitch. Lines it deep down the left field line, but foul.
Game is already 2 hours, 40 minutes plus long. We're just in the top of the 7th inning. This game's been turned over to the bullpen now for quite some time.
Next pitch is swung out and missed for strike 3. Now it was 0-2, then it was 3-2, and Chagua wins the battle. It's the first out of the inning. Go-ahead run remains at second for Sheldon Noisy, who I'm sure would love to come up big here after committing a couple of errors in the field that have led to a couple of runs. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Singled in the second, strikeouts in the 4th and 5th. Nine strikeouts by the Dodgers pitching staff tonight. 0-1. Up in the zone for strike 2. Mateo on deck. 0-2 to Noisy. Sliders down and away. Elsewhere in the PCL, one final from a game played this afternoon. Albuquerque beats Sacramento 3-1. Antonio Senzatella the winner for Albuquerque today. Daniel Camarena the loss. 1-2. Fouled off out of play to the right side. Carlos Estevez his first save. Albuquerque's Garrett Hampson hit his 3rd home run.
Defensively playing him up the middle. Ramos kind of shallow out there in center field. As you said, they've got numbers and facts on these guys to back all this positioning up.
1-2, line down to play to the right side. They probably know what you eat before the game, what time you go to bed. Yeah, I've seen these charts in the clubhouse, and it's like I can't even look at them for more than a couple seconds. I mean, there's so much to be digested. It just hit well, deep right center field. Tyrone on the move will slow down and make the catch. Garcia remains at second. Deep drive to right center the opposite way, but Noisy flies out.
Slams his helmet to the ground. Felt like he had a pitch to hit and just didn't drive it the way he wanted to.
Tyrone remains at second, 2 down. Sounds have been money with 2 outs tonight. Breaking ball called for a strike. Boy, Mateo fooled by that one. Started to back away from the plate, and it clearly caught the inner part of the plate for a strike. Good pitch by Chagua. A 1 swung out and missed. Now 0-2 to Mateo. He's had a couple of late clutch hits in the series. Sounds last 4 runs coming on big 2-out hits. 0-2 the pitch. Down and away for ball 1. Garcia, who started this inning with a bloop double down the right field line that, as Steve mentioned, fortunately got out of play with Tyrone sliding, trying to make the catch. He's still at second after a strikeout and a flyout, and Chagua trying to leave him there. 1-2 to Mateo. Can get him to chase. That is a pitch he is prone to go after. Not able to hold off that time.
Made him look bad on those first 2 strikes. Really tied him up. Let's see what he does here. 2-2 count.
Swing and a miss. He got him that time. That pitch a little bit closer, and Mateo couldn't lay off it. So a great job by Chagua to work around the leadoff double. We'll keep it here and send things over to public address announcer Jared Gallagher here on Your View on Cox.
Dodgers fans, get on your feet and sing along to Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Now let's sing along to our state song, Oklahoma.
of the 7th inning, all tied up at 7 after a rousing rendition of Take Lead out to the ball game in Oklahoma. The Dodgers look to go in front. Peter, Mora, and Joe coming up. The Dodgers have left the bases loaded each of the last 2 innings. Ramirez fires outside for ball 1, and again going back to last inning. Bases loaded, 2 out. First it was Henry Ramos down 0-2. Eventually drew a walk to tie the game, and then Rocky Gale swung at what would have been ball 4. Strikes out instead to end the inning. Ramirez will look to rebound. It evens up the count with a strike to Peter. Peter 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and a run scored. 3 guys on the pull side of the infield. Missing inside again for ball 2. Holds his hands at his shoulders as he delivers home. Backdoors the breaking ball for strike 2. Moore and Joe to follow here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dodgers have had leads of 3-0 and 6-5 in this game. Peter swings, lifts one in the left center. Smolinski to his right, Vertigan to his left. It is Smolinski making the catch.
See if the Dodgers can't get something going here. Bottom of the order with Mora, who's over 3 in the night with a couple of strikeouts.
Switch hitter bats left. Couldn't hold his swing at a pitch downstairs. He struck out last time up to leave the bases loaded to the 5th. And both times, the last 2 innings in which the Dodgers left the bases loaded on a strikeout, the hitter was ahead in the count. Fouls one off for strike 2.
Just reached out and got a piece of that one. Shortstop playing him, really shading him towards the second base bag. Now with 2 strikes on the hitter, third baseman moves out towards left field. Not many people left in the bullpen right now.
Both starters exited in the middle of the 4th inning. 1-2 is driven right center field. On the move is Laureano, and this ball is gone. Angelo Mora sounds the horn, his 2nd home run of the season. Gives the Dodgers an 8-7 lead.
Well, to say he was looking for that pitch would be an understatement, because he got exactly what he wanted right there, and he did not waste the opportunity as he barreled it up and drove it over that right center field fence.
Bell tie out to the Nashville bullpen despite the best efforts of Laureano. First home run by the Dodgers tonight. Joe takes down and in. A 3-hit night for Connor Joe, including a 2-run triple. And all 3 hits have been solidly hit. Next pitch is high and inside.
It's quite a job by Mora, because I've mentioned how many times I thought Ramirez really does look like an imposing pitcher, but Mora not intimidated. So he got it, drove it out, and put the Dodgers back on top.
And he was down to the count 1-2 on that pitch. Joe with a big rip through a breaking ball for strike 1. Lefty Danny Coulombe, a former OKC Dodgers, throwing in the Nashville bullpen. Two of the better pitching teams in the league, but it's been the offense's night tonight. Pitch misses down. And the question tonight for the Dodgers has been, can the pitching staff put up those zeros? Let an early 3-run lead slip away. Offense picked him up right back, but the Sounds able to regain the lead, and the Dodgers back in front now at 8-7. Three 3-1 to Joe. Takes it low, ball 4. He's on base for a 4th straight time.
Well, get to the heart of the order. See if you can't put a couple extra runs on the board and hope that whatever's left in that bullpen is able to close it out. Big home run by Angelo Moore to put the Dodgers back on top.
Nashville will make another pitching change. Ramirez will leave after giving up the game-tying and go-ahead runs here. Danny Coulombe will enter for the Sounds. Keep it here while Coulombe makes his way towards the mound. Our next broadcast here on Your View on Cox will be on July the 6th, a week from tomorrow. We'll be on 3 straight days, July 6th, 7th, and 8th. 7:05 starts on the 6th and 7th, and a 1:05 matinee the day before the All-Star break. Now the OKC Dodgers during that series back at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, July the 4th through the 8th, 4th of July weekend. Mentioned 3 fireworks nights. Tickets start at just $9. Purchase your tickets now by calling 405-218-2150. Visit OKCDodgers.com. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'll wait till maybe July 3rd or the morning of the 4th to get my tickets for the 4th of July. No, that's the wrong thinking. Because you could be shut out, or at best will end up on the lawn, which is perfectly fine, but it's not for everybody. So again, a big set of home games coming up next weekend, over the holiday weekend. We hope you can spend it with us here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Danny Coulombe, who spent a lot of the 2015 season here in Oklahoma City on the mound for the Nashville Sounds. It's his 4th appearance for Nashville. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed, but only 1 earned on 5 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Man on with 1 out for Andrew Tolles. Breaking ball from Coulombe called for a strike. Just about all of 2016 and all of 2017 in the Oakland bullpen. His number's okay this year at the major league level. Most recently optioned on June the 23rd. Been optioned 3 times this year. Tolles swings and lines one into center for his 3rd hit tonight. Joe will stop at second. Two men will be aboard for Kyle Farmer. It's 3 straight to have reached here in the 7th inning.
Now batting the designated hitter, Kyle Farmer.
Another good opportunity here for the Dodgers. After taking the lead on the home run by Mora to put some other numbers up on that scoreboard, leading it now 8-7. Chance to do some more damage here.
Farmer's 2 for 4. He bats right. Fouled back the first pitch. 2 singles for Farmer this evening, including his last at bat, the 6th. 13 hits on the night for the Dodgers. Again, came into this game slumping. Hitting just .207 of the series over the 4-game losing streak, just a .200 team average. And they have gotten the runs tonight. Will it be enough? Farmer trying to add to the lead. 0-1 from Coulombe. Popped up. shallow right. Martini and Lombardozzi back. They're going to call an infield fly with Martini making the catch in shallow right.
Now batting the third baseman, Edwin Rios.
See if Edwin Rios can deliver his first hit tonight.
Came in batting .320, but he's not been able to join in on all the fun yet this evening. Possibly break through right here.
0 for 4, but does have an RBI. Big breaking ball is high. Coulomb was a 25th round pick of the Dodgers 2012 out of Texas Tech. He started his college career at USC, then transferred to Texas Tech. Big league debut came in September of 14, and again mentioned spent most of the 15th season with the OKC Dodgers. 1-0, swing on a miss, pitch tailing down and away from the left-handed hitting Rios. In the top of the 8th inning, the Sounds will have Lombardozzi, Vertigan, and Martini, the 8-9-1 hitters coming up. No action in the Dodgers bullpen, so it looks like Chagua will go out for a second inning. One to Rios. Swings through a fastball for strike 2. Rios reached in a fielder's choice, brought home a run in the first, ground outs in the 3rd and 5th, reached in an air in the 6th. Now has yet to hit the ball out of the infield tonight. Down the count at 1-2. Coulomb delivers. Breaking ball pulled foul. Pinballs around and ends up back on the field to play. Connor Joes at second base, who's been on base 4 times tonight.
I think that might have caught one of the fans out there.
Dodgers have scored in 5 of 7 innings. Angelo Mora homered earlier here in the 7th. Rios trying to add to it. 1-2. Swing out a miss for strike 3. Now that'll end the inning, but the Dodgers reclaiming the lead. They finished the inning with a couple men left, but Angelo Mora. Bricks laying down the law here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. We would like to inform you that no umpires were harmed in the filming of this segment. Bricks was a nasty safety coming over the middle in his day. Chagua threw up a 0 in the 7th. Will look to protect a 1-run lead in the 8th. Steve Lombardozzi leading off, and a key 2-run, 2-out single last time up in the 5th. Takes the pitch outside for ball 1. Chagua, 23 pitches in that 7th inning. This is down and in for ball 2. Worked around a leadoff double. Getting strikeout, fly out, strikeout. Misses down at 2-0. Lombardozzi, Vertigan, Martini coming up for the Sounds. And boy, you do not want to give Nick Martini a chance to tie this game. Fires a strike, moving the count to 3-1 to Lombardozzi. Was flied out, walked, and hit a 2-run single. (3-1). Lined into left towards Tolles, comes in, slides, and makes the catch. Now things kind of evening out for Steve Lombardozzi, who had that soft liner into center his last time up for a 2-run hit. He smokes this one, but it's right at Tolles, and Tolles able to charge in and get the first out.
Played it perfectly as well. You can see concentrating all the way down. Gets the good side angle on it. Puts it away, sliding to the turf for the out. That's a big, big play late in the ball game.
First pitch strike to Brent Vertigan. And a 3-hit night last night, 0 for 3 tonight.
And they say those hits that should have been outs and those outs that should have been hits even out. They truly know what they're talking about, don't they?
You have a large enough sample size. That is certainly going to be the case. Vertigan grounded to a force out his last time up in the 5th. 1-run lead with 1 out in the 8th. Flies one into left. Easier play for Tolles this time. And almost overran it. Jumps up at the end and makes the catch.
Tolles seems to really get a good jump on the ball and get headed in the right direction very quickly. As you said, maybe came in just a little bit too quickly on that one, but still was able to be there and make the play, and so very important, especially with this guy coming up, to have nobody on base with 2 away.
100%. Martini bats left. Takes it a little bit in for ball 1. He's 3 for 4 tonight. Well, deservedly so, heading to the AAA All-Star game in a couple weeks in Columbus. Fouls it back. He'll be joined by teammates James Nails, starting pitcher, and reliever Bobby Wall, who's gotten 2 saves in this series. Chagua trying to keep the Dodgers in the lead, heading to the bottom of the 8th. 2 big outs ahead of Martini. 1-1. Swinging a foul tip for strike 2.
94 miles an hour on the fastball. Up in the strike zone. For whatever reason, left-handers seem to like it lower. Right-hand hitters like it a little bit higher. See if he can take advantage of that matchup here once again.
1-2. Lines it deep but foul off the left side. Joe Broussard begins to loosen the Dodgers bullpen. Again, not only have the first 3 games in this series been decided by 1 run, the last 6 meetings between the teams this season, all by 1 run. And ring him up for strike 3. Martini doesn't like it. It looked pretty good from up here, as he is called out on strikes and a breaking ball by Chagua. A 1-2-3 inning for Chagua, who's done a great job here in the 7th and 8th, retiring 6 of 7 and protects a 1-run lead. The Dodgers will look to further pat it here on OKC Dodgers Baseball, and your view on Cox. Brahms Friends and Family 4-pack returning on Friday, July 6th and Saturday, July 7th when the Dodgers host the Round Rock Express. You'll receive 4 game tickets, 4 Brahms combo vouchers, and 4 OKC Dodgers hats for only $39.99. Find out more and purchase your tickets at OKCDodgers.com or call 405-218-2150. I think I counted 8 people out there. That could be 2 Brahms Friends and Family 4-packs between them. Travis Tyrone leading off. Swings and hits this one to deep left center. Vertigan jogging back towards the wall. It's off the bullpen roof. Tyrone tees off to start the bottom of the 8th inning for his 6th home run of the season. And the Dodgers leading by 2. It's 9-7 in the 8th.
Well, I started to say, sure would be nice to get an insurance run here at the bottom of the 8th, and he unloaded on that one. As you said, off the roof there in the back of the bullpen. I don't know what the dimensions are. I mean, it's obviously well beyond 415. Probably more like 430. Is he really at least 430?
Absolutely. You know, you're never totally sure about balls hit out there because it is so deep, as the first pitch by Ramos fouled off. But you watch maybe more of the outfielders, and Vertigan didn't jog back a whole lot there.
No. I think he turned, took about 2 or 3 very slow steps, and he knew it as soon as it was hit.
Both teams with 2 homers tonight, after they combined for 2 in the first 3 games.
And it's a big run, too.
And again, just the way this game has gone and the way the Dodgers have struggled lately, there certainly is a big run leading into the ninth. It will not be easy against the 2-3-4 hitters. Pitch is downstairs to Ramos. Drew a bases loaded walk to tie the game. The Dodgers, again, they led this one 3-0. Got down 5-3, took a 6-5 lead. Nashville went in front 7-6, and now they've scored the game's last 3 runs. Coulom's 2-1, sharply grounded past it, diving Noisy into left field, a base hit. 15 knocks for the Dodgers tonight. I'd say that recent slump is over.
The Dodgers started early, kind of had a little bit of a letdown there in innings. Well, really, they've only been shut out in 2 of the innings of the ball game, so they've managed to put 9 on the board and really spread it out.
They've only been down in order once. They've had at least 2 hits now in 7 of 8 innings. Grounded to short. Mateo over to second for 1. The throw to first just beats Gale for the second out, and it's a double play.
You mentioned 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the top of the ninth for Nashville. I have them for a combined 4 for 11 with a walk and a home run. So if you want to get any extra runs that you can, but of course that 6-4-3 double play erases any base runners, and now you're left with bases empty and 2 outs.
Jake Peter batting with none on, 2 out. Coulomb outside with a fastball. You know, when Danny was here in 2015, they're like a lot of kind of middle relievers these days. They're going to go back and forth between AAA and the parent club all the time. And I remember, I think it was probably about the 4th or 5th time he'd come back, and I went up to him in the clubhouse, and I jokingly said, "So how long is the flight from Oklahoma City to LA?" Without missing a beat, 2 hours 56 minutes. And this year, that guy has been Brock Stewart for the Dodgers, who I say can probably even fly the plane at this point. That's just the way things go with the option years, especially with bullpen usage in the game. Peter gets under this one a bit too much as he flies it into right. Laureano into his right will make the catch. That ends the inning, but the Dodgers able to pad their lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Travis Tyrone, a tape measure shot out to left center field. The Dodgers take a 2-run lead in the 9th. This is OKC Dodgers baseball, and your view on Cox. Laureano, Smolinski, and Garcia here against Joe Broussard, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak overall and a 5-game home losing streak. Laureano's 0 for 4 tonight. First pitch from Broussard. A little bit outside, ball 1. What a job by JT Chagua. Retired 6 of 7 with 3 strikeouts. Protecting a tie game and then a 1-run lead in his 2 innings respectively. Popped up behind the plate. Gale towards the screen, runs out of real estate. Joe Broussard makes his team-leading 33rd appearance. 4-1, 6 saves, 3.46 ERA, 39 innings, 18 runs, 15 earned on 35 hits. 10 walks, 39 strikeouts. Opponents batting .240. 1-1 breaking ball pulled foul.
Well, he really comes over the top, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's different for a reliever in a couple ways, one of which is that he'll go out of the windup when none's on base, and the other that you pointed out, more of a over-the-top delivery. Fouled out a play to the right side, but it helps create some deception in his motion, and pitches towards the plate. I always see Broussard pitch against Nashville. Reminds me he was the winning pitcher in the deciding Game 5 of a playoff series against the Sounds in 2016. His pitch misses low. That was a wild one. Dodgers won it 8-7. A game that ended with the Sounds leaving the bases loaded. They had the bases loaded with one out. And Jacob Rame, now in the Mets organization, induced 2 straight pop-outs to the 3-4 hitters. Laureano fouls off another. Broussard also worked yesterday. A scoreless inning, allowed 2 hits. 2-2 to Laureano. That's a little bit high, ball 3. Linsky on deck, trying to come up as the tying run. 3-2 to Laureano. Fly ball right side towards the sidewall. Tyrone chases, it's out of play. It's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Still 3-2 to Laureano, leading off the 9th. Next pitch. Breaking ball, line foul off the left side. What a battle between Laureano and Broussard to start the inning.
Takes one to the right side, gets out in front of the off-speed pitch, yanks it foul down the third base side. See what they decide to come with here. Leadoff hitter, top of the 9th, 2-run lead, full count.
Here's the next 3-2. And it's out, or excuse me, high inside for ball 4. The tying run's going to come to the plate with nobody out. Fifth walk by the pitching staff. Of the previous 4, 3 have scored. Dodgers pitching staff had retired 10 of 11 until that walk. Smolinski batting right. A little bit outside, ball 1. 2 for 4, the home run tonight. Tying run up with nobody out here in the 9th inning. Well, it's a bit of an ominous start. Joe Broussard's so good at retiring the first batter he faces normally. Swinging a line drive, left center field, base hit. Laureano on his way to third. Ramos wisely throws it into second, and the tying runs on with nobody out for Anthony Garcia.
Well, solid single. The runner at third doesn't mean a thing. Guy at first base, the tying run, and of course the lead run coming to the plate in Garcia. Infield will play back, allowing that run to come home from third if it's going to be any close play at all, and try to get the lead runner for sure and hopefully turn 2.
Garcia's been on base 3 straight plate appearances. Last 2 have been bloop hits to right field. He bats from the right side. A throw to first. Smolinski in safely. A walk and a single start off the 9th inning.
Warming up for Nashville, number 15, Ryan Dole. Pat Vendetti also warming up for the Dodgers bullpen.
Dodgers get Pat Vendetti up and throwing. Broussard trying to escape here. A lot of work to do. Swinging a grounder past a diving Mora into shallow center. Smolinski on his way to third. He gets in without a throw, and now it's a one-run game with a tying run at third.
And nobody out. That's the rougher part. I thought he was going to have a play in the ball. I don't know if it stayed down on him. Maybe it just hit harder than I first initially thought it was. But now they've really got their work cut out for them.
Well, I hate this to come off the wrong way, but just given the struggles, it's hard to expect it was going to be a 1-2-3 inning here. Bo Taylor batting left. It's outside for ball one.
If he can get Taylor, the rest of the lineup to the bottom 9-hole hitter have really not done much at all this evening. But Taylor does have a home run, so he's obviously a threat at the plate. With nobody out and runners at first and third.
Now play back for a double play. He swings and it's an out of play to the left side. Broussard trying for the escape act here. First three men reach, and all starts with a leadoff walk. How often do we say that? And base hits by Smolinski and Garcia. One to Taylor. Fly ball right center. Tyrone, it's out of his reach and will roll to the wall. Smolinski has scored. Garcia to third. He's going to be waved around. Here's the relay throw. He dives and he's safe. The Sounds have taken the lead. It'll be ruled a two-run triple by Taylor. And the Sounds with 3 runs here in the ninth, now in front by a count of 10-9.
And still nobody out. And I thought he got under the tag at the plate. It was bang, bang. Let's take a look. It's obviously one of the earlier guys that crossed the plate. Not the last one that looked to be in question, at least by a lot of the Dodger fans.
Infield plays in with Sheldon Noisy up. Pitches in the dirt. It has just been that kind of week and a half. Now the Sounds, they've got a 1-run lead, a chance for more. Pitch is high. Broussard gives it up here in the ninth.
You said the infield is playing in. They are really playing in.
It's called for a strike. Third time this season the Dodgers have had a 9th inning lead slip away. Came back to win one, lost the other. Swings and misses through a pitch upstairs for strike 2.
Almost looked like Noisy hurt himself on the swing.
And the athletic trainer is kind of moving towards the steps of the dugout. And now Fran Reardon, the manager, walks down the line as well, asks if Noisy's okay.
I don't know if it was a wrist or shoulder, elbow, what, but kind of flinched and sheepishly turned out of the batter's box. Let's see what happens here.
Swings and misses for strike 3.
Can see that coming.
The first out of the inning comes to the 5th batter of the inning. Down on strikes. Broussard gets his first out. Mateo fouls off the first pitch. This inning started the walk to Laureano, who worked a great at bat. Smolinski singled, Garcia singled, and a 2-run triple by Taylor. The Dodgers had a 2-run lead entering this inning. It has been wiped away. They have lost leads of 3 runs and 2 runs tonight. Flight into right near the line. Joe near the tarp makes the catch. Runner will not try and tag. A great play by Connor Joe with his back to the infield.
Not an easy play to make. Runner never threatened to go. It was in foul territory.
Ryan Dahlsman warming in the Nashville bullpen. The Dodgers will have Mora, Joe, and Tolles due up. Broussard trying to keep this a 1-run game.
If they can prevent that guy coming home from third when he was there with nobody out, it would be a small victory in what has already been a 3-run ninth for Nashville.
Lombardozzi 1 for 3 with a 2-run single. Lined out to left his last time. Takes it for a strike. The Dodgers in danger of getting swept at home in a 4-game series for the first time in 3 years. In danger of losing 6 straight at home for the first time in 7 years. And getting swept by Nashville at home for the first time in 17 years. The pitch misses inside.
And it all started with the rain out when it didn't rain the day of the game.
2-1 breaking balls in.
Opened up the paper on Tuesday morning after the game had been canceled because it was such a wet weekend. Don't hear that much anymore.
Three 1. Called for a strike. The 28th pitch of the inning. Three 2, flight into left center. Tolles coming in is there to make the catch. The Sound score 3 runs. It comes on 3 hits. They leave a man on base. 1 to tie, 2 to win as we go to the bottom of the 9th. This is OKC Dodgers. Crew trying to get the crowd behind the Dodgers here to rally in the bottom of the 9th. They'll face right-hander Ryan Dahl. It's his 10th appearance. 1-2 record, 3.18 ERA, 11 1/3 innings. Given up 5 runs, 4 earned on 12 hits, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. Mora leading off. Shows bunt, takes a strike. A 1-run loss Tuesday. 2 1-run losses yesterday. Is there going to be another 1-run loss today? Mora had a go-ahead homer last time up in the 7th. The pitch misses down. At the time, I don't want to say it looked like it was going to be a winning home run, but certainly caused a big exhale as the Dodgers had regained the lead and then took a 2-run lead in the 9th before it slipped away. It's outside from Dahl. Mora 1 for 4 tonight. Now the Dodgers have scored in 6 of 8 innings. And it's going to be on the offense again. Swung out and missed. The Dodgers have given their pitching staff 9 runs and 15 hits tonight. But they have given up 10 runs on 13 hits. Nashville has helped him out with 3 errors. Swung out and missed for strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Not sure what Mora is asking about. like a foul tip in the glove from up here, unless he's saying that it caught the glove, maybe catcher's interference.
Yeah, it could be. See if we can maybe catch it on a replay there. If catcher's mitt did make contact with the bat, that's the only thing I can imagine that it might be. Here's a look. Keep an eye on the catcher's glove here. I didn't see it.
No, I don't know what could be the issue. Now, Bill Asselman's gotten ejected, and his team's at a losing streak. You got to go out there and get behind your guys. It's the first time he's been ejected this year.
Not sure what the argument's about. I think the replay showed very clearly.
It must be something we're missing.
No, I mean, it's several inches away.
Yeah, it's a foul. Looked like a foul tip straight into the glove. Morris said something immediately. Bill Asselman's still out there. The crew chief, Blake Felix, is coming in. This has been a very, at least seemingly civil discussion for an ejection. There's one out here in the ninth.
As you mentioned, you have to go out and kind of defend your players, but I think we're past that because there certainly isn't anything else that I can imagine it could be. But you're right. I mean, he turned immediately and started complaining about something. And whether he thought it was catcher's interference, but the replay, in my mind, really wasn't even that close. Don't know.
One away for Connor Jones. Reached base 4 consecutive times. Dodgers needed to do it again. First pitch from Dahl. Catches the outside corner for a strike. Joe ground down his first at bat, but 3 hits and a walk have followed. Dahl misses inside. Breaking ball that time missed off the plate. First appearance of the series for Dahl, trying to close this one out. Well, the Dodgers have let a couple leads slip away, but they've also come back from a couple of deficits. Fouls one out of play behind the plate. For the first 2 months of the season, the Dodgers never gave up more than 8 runs. This is the 3rd game of June in which they've given up at least 10. Joe hits one in the air to right. Laureano towards the line. Slides near the line. It's going to land in foul territory and then takes out the legs of one of his teammates. It's like Lombardozzi, but they both make it up to their feet. Joe trying to work his way on to represent the tying run. Here's the 3-2. Down and away, ball 3. Andrew Toll's on deck. He's got 3 hits tonight.
Any way you can do it, find a way to get on base.
Fouls it back. The totals on Nashville reliever Danny Kula only went an inning and 2/3. 1 run, 3 hits, no walks and a strikeout. This is the pitcher record on the winning side at the moment. Pitch is called for strike 3. You got to be kidding. No
Wow.
chance.
No.
No chance.
It'd be hard to tell from this angle. That looks so far inside.
Jeez. I mean, I didn't think it was even borderline.
No, I didn't either.
Toll swings, flies one to left. Vertigan towards the line is going to make the catch, and that'll end the game. A tough streak gets even tougher. The Dodgers have a 2-run lead in the 9th inning. Go by the wayside. They lose 10-9. They get swept here at home. It's the first home sweep by any team in 3 years. First time they're swept by Nashville in any location since 2006. And the first sweep for Nashville in Oklahoma City since 2001. We'll be back with a post game here in a moment. The unhappy totals next. This is Dodgers baseball on Your View on Cox.